Hello. Welcome to class, everybody. Let's sit down, take your seats. Let's join back with our lovely heroes. It's my ASMR stream right here.
I love it. I'm here for it.
It gets me, it gets me like centered.
Let's go.
So, we have a Taliatia in their room being watched over. Everybody seems to be aware of what has taken hold of you, and to ensure your safety and everybody's, there is a watch kind of like on your door, but while Anchor Root does come in, kind of worriedly checking on you, I think you mentioned last time that there isn't a lot of response from you. They do continue, like she does like keep popping in, but then like anxiously like, I'm sorry for bothering you, and then like running away, but then like coming back and things like that. Hideaki, you're being tended to as well, in your room. I believe you sent over Noza to be with Tal, though. And
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. Initially
And
to watch Ark leave, and then yes.
oh, right. Sorry, not yet. Yeah.
Good. Great. This is great. Okay. Good.
And Erifa, you as well. So basically, each of you have like somebody that has treated your wounds. As we kind of addressed beforehand, everybody, you're healed up, and I think Arc too as well. In your communication outside, we're kind of like, I was never healed, and somebody absolutely treated to your wounds as well. So any wounded conditions are gone now, and all your hit points should be full. However, the effects of the disease for those that are affected do still hold in terms of like the -1 or minus, was it 3 for you? 2, 3.
Yeah, I think Tal was stupefied.
It's minus
3.
3.
Yeah. No big deal.
Yeah. It's fine.
Fine. Everything's
So-
fine.
There was a lot that happened last session, honestly. Like, it was heavy, it was emotional. There's a lot to go through. But when you guys came back, Mariama, Ark was probably the only one out there that was like hearing this, but like Mariama was like basically talking to blanking on everybody's name right now.
Don't worry. It's only been 2 weeks since we've been here. It's totally fine.
Yeah. It feels like a lot longer, but that's because last session was so emotional.
Right?
It's true though. Essie, goodness, Essie. There we go. And she was like, I guess the task was too difficult for them, or something like that. Now, take that as what you will from what you've taken from Mariama. But I think Ark took it a certain way. Ark, how'd you take it?
Art basically took it in a way of saying, I'm trying to explain this correctly. So, like, he's not the kind of person that would take it as, like, a shot, really. But it just, it spurred the thought in him to say, like, yeah, well, I'm going to go finish it right now. So it's okay. Like,
Absolutely. All right. So we have a lot to get through here in the dorms. So before we do, let's take the camera and the cameraman, our local cameraman. Let's go on their journey. Where's Arc 2 headed to finish this task?
yeah, so Ark doesn't know a lot about bones. He comes from like a desert cave place where there wasn't much hunting. There's a lot of trading, a lot of like cactus kind of plant eating, that kind of stuff. But on his way here, on his travels, he had stopped at this inn and stayed 2-3 days, maybe like a half week before coming to the school. And he remembers they made like bone soup and that kind of stuff. So he's trying to head back to this inn and, you know, see what's up, see what kind of bones he can get. He knows he probably needs a decent amount, but
Perfect. All right. So you're heading out of the Magaambya and back into Natanbu. Not a long, difficult walk, but it's still a walk. Your friends are being treated to, and off you head out to probably the only other place that you know here.
Basically. Besides the market, the miss, obviously.
Yes. Is it the same place if it moves though? So you do, and you find it no problem. It's not a big deal. It's there. Oh man, I should have thought of the name for the inn. It is the Gonna go. We like chickens here, so something chicken. Somebody give me an adjective.
The roost?
Crispy.
The crispy roost.
Crispy
The
inn.
crispy roost. That's what it's gonna
All
be.
right.
Definitely. I'm so
Like
happy.
so close. Beautiful.
The
So the
Waffle
crispy
House.
roost. So close. And off the signs there, everything looks the same. You're just gonna go on in.
Yeah. Well, I'll ask you. Is it like a smaller inn that he would need to? I guess like what time of day is it? It's a smaller inn where he would need to knock. Is it just like does it have a main waiting area where he just walks in and then he would have to talk to someone? Like what's the?
Yeah. So it's actually a relatively like small place. It's in one of those like crowded streets where the buildings are like very tight against each other and there's just like small alleys between them. But there is the downstairs that is like more of a tavern. They serve some food, they serve some drinks. And then there's like a second story, and they have like the third story is where like the family that runs this place lives, and then the second floor is just like maybe 2-3 rooms that they rent out for the inn,
Okay.
like a bed and breakfast.
For sure. Yeah, then Ark would very slowly, like, looks almost cautious from an outsider's perspective, like walk in and just kind of glance around.
There's 1 to 2 patrons just kind of like eating their late lunches. Time of day, like after everything that you guys went through, I think it's kind of like getting into the afternoon, maybe like 2-3, because you guys left out pretty early. Yeah, and you walk in and like you're kind of keeping an eye to see. Behind kind of like the bar is a very familiar half elf. Young. This is the son of the establishment owner. They their name is Lorivor. They them. You know this person.
Yeah. Ark's face doesn't normally show emotion, but he gets almost this kind of like snarled nose, like not like he's mad, but like a little disgusted that this person's here. But still slowly kind of walks up to the bar, doesn't sit down, and says, "Hello, Lorivor."
When you first walked in, like they did not notice you. And they kind of like start a little bit at the sudden like hello, and they turn around with the like. It's funny to see this immediate like change in demeanor, this immediate instant like trained like, oh. If it isn't Ark.
Yes.
What, did they kick you out and you're back already?
No, I am completing a mission because, well, everyone else is hurt currently.
There's conflicted like expressions across their face. Make a perception check for me real quick.
Yeah. I shall. 9.
Oh yeah, that tracks. There's the very brief like confusion on their face and like something else that you don't quite catch before they're like, okay. So why are you here?
Well, I was hoping to acquire some bones that, you used to make that soup with.
You're looking to just... No. What? I mean... Here, let me check. Just, wait a second.
Sure. Thank you.
And he'll... gives you this, look and goes into the back. And then you're, there waiting.
And he just stands there and, doesn't get impatient whatsoever, probably no matter how long it takes, and it's just all right, he'll come back, or they'll come back with these bones.
For anybody else, this is a really odd amount of time to wait. Anybody else would be they're doing something on purpose at this point, right? But you're there for a full 5 minutes, and if you actually wait a full 5 minutes when there's no reason to, it's just weird. But finally they come back and they fake wipe their sweat off their brow, and they're man, I looked everywhere and I just couldn't find any single bones. It's so weird. I guess we just didn't have any bones today. I guess you're just out of luck. You can go on back to the Magaambya and just tell them that you failed.
May I ask where you get the bones?
At around this time, you hear footsteps coming down the stairs. And no bones day. God damn it. Sorry, I just saw that. Me references, right? So the footsteps, as you kind of turn to, before they can answer you, before Loravor can answer you, you hear a elderly female voice going "Oh, is that you, Ark?"
You see him perk up a little. Yes, I am looking for bones, but Loravor says you have none.
Oh, you need bones? And it's Lorvor's mother, who was the first person to actually let you stay. When you first came here, they were working there and were super super nice to you. Super yeah, absolutely. You need a place to stay. Go ahead. Very welcoming.
Right. Yeah. And he nods a little. Yes, it is for the school. We need a lot of bones if possible. But Loravor says you don't have any, so I'm attempting to figure out where you acquire them.
Oh, Loravor, are you sure we don't have any? Didn't the butcher come this morning? Here, Ark, let me just double check for you. I don't know that we have a lot of bones, but I'm sure we could spare some. Do they need to be is cooked? The leftovers from the stews. Okay. Do you need them before?
I need lucky bones. So if they were out of a stew that was good, then that might be good.
If it was a tasty stew.
Was the stew good?
And the look on Loravor's face is super annoyed, and he's just they're just I checked, Mom. I couldn't find them. And she's just oh, just 1 second, Ark. And she goes around the back and puts her own apron on, coming back down from wherever she was doing upstairs, and goes into the back. And then you hear her call out no, there's some here that we haven't used yet. They're sitting right there. Loravor, she kind of comes back and gives him a light smack on the head. She's I'm sorry, they're just teasing you. Come around back, Ark. You know this place. Just take your pick. Is that all right? We do need some for the stew tonight. But I'm sure. I'm happy to help with what we can.
Sure. I will leave as many as you need. I can also pay. And he starts to bring out a coin purse.
Oh, no, dear. Listen, You were such help when we were here. You put Lorvor here to shame with the cleaning and the work that you did. Truly, you paid for your stay 10 times over. This is the least we can do. And Lorvor just gets like grumpier and grumpier meanwhile.
Yeah, you see him like shaking his head a little while she's saying that I put Lorvor to shame, and he's like, no, Lorvor helped me clean correctly.
Lorvor like just kind of like shrinks down a little bit like into his like shirt, kind of trying to fade out of this conversation. But
sorry, I'll interrupt here. And for anyone else, like the audience and the camera people that are like watching this scene,
all the camera people,
yeah, there'd probably be like flashbacks and stuff. It's very clear that Lorvor is like your high school bully to the new kid at school, and not the type like I'm gonna shove you in a locker, but in the type they're like this is the rules of the school. You should only eat half your lunch and dump the other half on this kid, and everyone loves it. Like that, like tricking you, that kind of stuff.
Mean Girls.
Basically.
Yeah. Oh,
that's
exactly
the reference.
Excellent
Right there.
reference.
Yeah. But like as she kind of says like no payment, and ushers you towards the back. Like there's another customer that comes in, and so she's just like, Lorvor, the bones are right there. Just go get whatever Ark needs. Just that's totally fine. We'll make do tonight. It's all right. And pushes the two of you kind of like into the kitchen as she goes to like sit the customer down. And when you enter the kitchen, there's literally like they're right there, sitting on the counter.
Art looks around for a second. He's like, I'm surprised you missed them your first time. I'm glad she helped.
And like as soon as his mother's like not there anymore, their demeanor shifts again, and they just roll their eyes and they're like, oh, I didn't know you meant these bones. The easy confusion to make. There's when you say bones here, never mind. It's probably too complicated. All right, so take them, I guess. If that's what you need.
Sure. And they begin collecting basically as many of them as they can, leaving enough. He's probably seen the soup cooked. Cooking's not his forte, but he's gonna leave, I don't know, we'll say like 5 or something. I don't know how many the soup needs. But like while he's collecting and putting them in a bag, he will say, well, nothing is too complicated for me, if you would like to explain.
This, of course, only serves to fluster them more. Well, I was simply trying to make my mother's life easier because, the butcher upped their prices, and it's been really rough. So I just simply wanted to, it's fine. Art, clearly you need these for the Magaambya, and I know that is just so important for you. More important than, feeding our business or anything. So yeah, no, like take whatever you need.
Yep. Ark will continue collecting during this little speech, and then once he has everything in a bag, he kind of ties up the bag and pulls out 7 silver and just kind of like holds their hand up like in the air as if like he's gonna drop it, but he like waits for Lorvor to put their hand under.
Mm-hmm. They kind of look at you and they're like, they reach their hand out. I guess this will do.
It should, if you can make the soup tonight, and this should buy at least the bones I took, if not more.
Yep.
And
No, definitely. I'll let Mom know. I'm gonna put them in his pocket.
Yep. All right. Art, happy with themselves, nods on the way out, kind of like carrying the bag, little like clanking behind, throws a small hand up to the mother and heads out.
The camera there's really weird. There's so many cameramen in this place. So like 3 follow you, but the one that stays. Yeah, live vlog. Arc 2 here. Hi guys. But you know why they're called Arc 2? Hey guys, Arc 2 here. Peace sign.
Hate it here, but love to see it.
So the one cameraman that stays behind sees like after a little bit that Lorvor kind of comes out from the kitchen and like puts like 2 silver down on the counter to the mom and is just like they paid for that, and then like go leave upstairs. But anyways, off you go.
Ark now has 529 bones.
No. So I will say that what they do typically, I mean, like what this inn does, like from the butcher, whatever, they'll get like a couple chickens that they use. They multi-purpose, so they'll clean the chickens. They'll use that for like their meals for the day, and then so you had like a lot of chicken bones basically, with which they usually like use for their stews. So I probably like.
This much?
Yeah. I don't know. I was gonna say like how many freaking bones that is, but yeah, this much.
This many?
Yeah, about that much.
If you think about like 2 rib cages and like some inside, like
like a couple of leg bones and stuff. Sure. Yeah. Perfect.
All
right. So does Ark feel like that is enough? Are they going to search for anything else?
I think. So how long did we have to do this? It's till like sundown, basically.
I think it was till it was before they started to come back before dinner, because we made a big deal about like what happens at dinner, and they're like, but you just won't be able to eat dinner.
Yeah. They said be done in 8 hours or you'll miss dinner.
Yeah.
And everyone
made
said that
little
is
like
Way farther.
took it so seriously.
Why is there a deadline? I don't understand. What do you mean?
What do you mean we can't have dinner? What
or
is this
we'll
garbage?
miss dinner? What?
Are you
need
not
my
gonna
waffles.
feed us?
City.
I demand peanut butter and waffles.
I think knowing that like it's 2 or 3 now, probably even like 4 by now, that all of that crap happened, making me wait 5 minutes. I think Ark would head back to the school. Like he probably in his head is thinking about like the moving market, but doesn't think he can find it in time, and really doesn't want to be around that many people.
Okay. I love how 5 minutes became like 2 hours, but
You know.
I will also clarify that this mission, so to speak, was to gather all these ingredients to make into oils and then do a ritual. So there is still the ritual casting aspect to this, but
We
with
still gotta
these
squish
bones,
some caterpillars.
yes. Which are they still in like someone's bag at this point?
I
They're
think
just like in that net somewhere,
yeah. I think Ark
Probably
actually
in
has
my-
everything.
trying to get
Do you?
out.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I think Ark found them, and
Perfect.
Hideaki gave them the.
That's right. Gave them
The
the
net, yeah.
net. That's right.
Perfect.
Makes sense.
Okay. With bones in tow, Arc 2 heads back to the Magaambya. With the really infinite budget that the Magaambya has, there is a cameraman in each of your rooms.
Look at this. We love the production quality of this. Listen.
Production quality top notch.
We have all seen the real world. We've all seen the real world. We know what multiple cameras can do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually a reality TV show.
I knew it.
That explains why everything's so damn dangerous, sir.
Right?
It's for the drama.
They just keep flashing back and forth between each room.
It's really the editing that does
I'm
it.
telling you,
doesn't
they're
tell the
just
full story.
editing me to look like a bad person. Okay?
yeah, exactly.
I'm not
Lorvor
really
is
that
actually a
mean.
sweetheart. Like,
Yeah.
The editing that made me say all those things.
Okay, All right. So, I'll leave this up to y'all. I mean, I will say, Hideaki, with Overnosa, if you were watching, you said you're watching Arc 2 first. You know that they left. And then I'll let you guys take it away.
Yeah, that's really the confirmation that he was looking for there. But Overnosa is in Tal's room, and after a little while, Tal, you'll hear coming out of Overnosa. Do you mind if I stop by, or do you want to be alone?
They're still like kind of they're sitting next to the window with like their knees pulled up, kind of wrap their arms around them. And you kind of see them like start a little bit as if they weren't they didn't know anyone was there. And would look over and just kind of shrug and say, sure.
And there's a reddish brown flash as Overnosa disappears, and there's a knock on your door.
Come in.
I walk in. So wonderful day, right?
She just kind of hugs her knees in a little bit closer and buries her chin in them.
Like he'll just kind of grab a chair and just kind of still giving Tal a little bit of space, but I have a confession to make. I don't know if you remember, but do you remember me apologizing to you before I tried to burn you out of that tree?
I think so.
Well,
The rain was a little loud though. So, but I take your word for it.
oh, well, that's interesting. Well, because I'm kind of here to rescind that. I'm not apologizing for what I did. If anything, I wish I had done more. Because I'm willing to do what it takes. I'm willing to be in high pressure situations and do morally questionable things to make sure that the people that I care about are safe. I hesitated a few times. I cast the wrong spell a few times. And then I thought if I had to choose between Tal and this forest is burning down. And I would do that for Ark and for Arafe as well. But I also didn't come to just rescind an apology. I came to make a vow to you, and I'm going to make the same vow to the others. And that whatever that thing was, and whatever that thing represents, it might not be tomorrow, but I will destroy that. I will obliterate it from the very earth it comes from. Because no one deserves to go through what we went through. And he kind of sits back, kind of realizing that he's like, the space that he gave has been rescinded.
Significantly diminished, yeah.
Yeah. And Tal, just so you know, like you still feel.
I
this
still feel
pull.
bad. Yeah.
You still feel like this need to not be here, to go and find and join this group. And I will say, someone has offered to cast like calm emotions.
I can cast it on myself if I wanted to. Almost, maybe. I could try.
You have to roll a 6, and that's like a dangerous
number.
As everybody was being like treated basically like somebody also went off to like do some research, and this is an emotional effect. Is what it's like. It's one of the tags is an emotion effect. So it wouldn't resolve it. It wouldn't make it go away. It would dampen the urge a little bit.
Tal would not accept it. Tal would not accept any help from it. Because in Tal's mind, they deserve it.
Stepped.
And Tal sits in after you say all of that, Tal sits in silence for a decent while, and says, kind of tucked into her legs, says, "You shouldn't have tried to save me. Put everyone else in danger, including yourself. I could have hurt all of you. There are things I can do that I don't understand. And if I had walked into the woods and not come back, maybe it would have been better for everyone. Because you could have focused more on helping everyone else. I also don't think that you're the kind of cruel person who would go on a murder spree just because something hurt someone that you cared about. They were doing it on instinct. Well, maybe. But just because one person is mean or bad, does that mean that you have to destroy everyone else that they're around? Because I don't think that's fair. One bad person does not make an entire bad people.
It can.
I think it's up to the people to decide at that point then. To prove if they are in fact as bad as the person who is affiliated with them. Don't you think?
And mulls that over. Begs the question if they could be saved. But these aren't people, are they?
They're not animals. It was intelligent. It was speaking something. There's a lot of strange beings in this world that we don't understand. I've seen only a handful of them, and it is because we traveled all over the place. You've, I'm sure, read about more of them than I've even seen.
You hear Overnose's voice in your head, Hideaki, even though he's dismissed. And like he kind of like grunts in affirmation to like what Tal said of like, and he's like, we talked about learning about these creatures. Just kind of trails off.
They will get an opportunity. I won't just walk in, and if I have the power to do so, obliterate them. I promise you that. But if they are what we saw today, all of them, I will not hesitate.
Okay.
I will learn. And I will take the time. And before I do anything, we'll talk again, okay?
Okay.
Do you need any water or anything?
No, Incarut has been taking care of me.
Okay.
You hear a squeak at the door as she like comes in and realizes somebody else is in the room and just runs right out.
I keep forgetting they're kind of scared of me.
Well,
Stands
you
up.
are very tall. You okay?
Kind of does it like this, and what I believe is a slashing scar. Correct me if I'm wrong, Syrup. Just the injury.
Yes. It's bludgeoning. It's like they
Okay,
just
so it's just
kept
more like
yeah.
cool. Broken Rib is said.
Bruised and yeah.
Yeah. So, nope, just a reminder to learn and to stay focused.
Yeah.
Goes to the door, opens it. But you're still worth it. I would do it again.
I think like there's a moment like as the camera stays back towards Tal after Hideaki leaves and she says kind of quietly, but you shouldn't have to. And then like turns and continues to stare out the window.
As you continue to stare out that window, part of you just compelled to seek out these things in the jungle. It's this weird compounding of emotion of like not really being able to control this compulsion, this emotion, and this negative kind of like cycle on yourself. And there's just this like brief moment where your brain flashes back to like the comments that you've overheard your uncle say. And like, why are you helping her? She leaves and comes back with this strange stuff, and you're okay with this? This is dangerous. She's dangerous. And that kind of like just comes into your brain and then just gets like overpowered by this need. Arafe. What are you doing?
Well, I assume someone has kind of been tending to each of us individually.
Strands of glowing dawn had kind of tended to you.
She's my favorite. I love her. So I guess while Strands of Glowing Dawn is in the room with her, she's, happily chit-chatting. Thank you so much for helping me out. I really appreciate that kind of,
Yeah.
surface level kindness stuff that she does. And then when they're done, she'll kind of walk to the door with Strands of Glowing Dawn, give her a smile, give her a wave, thank you so much, and she'll close the door. And the minute she does that, she's just gonna let it all drop. And she will turn her back and kind of just push her back against the door and just kind of let everything hit her what happened.
Yeah.
She's gonna start taking the wrappings off of her arms and just throw them to the side. She's gonna stare at her hands for a little bit, and she's just gonna go, 6 months. And you still can't do it right. You have one reason, and that's to help people. And you can't even do that right.
Your curse is still active.
Yes.
And
So there's as Strands of Glowing Dawn was helping me, there's still my hair is just kind of reaching out.
yeah, and these attachments, but as the door closes and this facade drops, it's at the same time you feel the weight of these strands that are seeming to pull basically your life essence and down into the ground, and it's almost like a weight like wanting you to just sink down, and it just almost amplifies that and just makes you feel this outside just pressure, pulling you down.
Yeah, so she is gonna go over and she wants to try and write another letter, but she can't get past Dear Infar because it's just, she realizes she just sent him a letter 2 days ago sounding so hopeful, and right now she just doesn't feel it. Yeah. So and her hands are shaking still at this point, so she can't even get the writing down. So instead, she's gonna sit onto the floor, and she's going to take out her braids and just let her hair kind of drape around her as she tries to refocus for the next 10 minutes to try and get that curse under control. But during that meditation, all she can really see are the faces of the villagers seeing her fail yet again when she tries to heal somebody, and seeing the hope as she tries again, and the despair that comes afterwards when she can't do it.
There's a what is the requirements for your refocus? Typically everybody has their own flavor text, so to speak, for what they need to do, attune with nature, that kind of stuff.
You mean as a oracle? What am I supposed to do? Cool. Let's see. Sorry, I should have this ready, and I don't.
No. I pulled this out of nowhere. You definitely do not. I will look at the same time as you. I think because really what it is kind of flavor for.
Refocusing takes 10 minutes, but mine takes 8 hours, so I'm not going to be able to do it. I just saw it says sorry, no, it says other than refocusing or resting for 8 hours. Okay, I read that completely wrong. So refocusing, okay. I was like, holy sh. But it doesn't really, and it might just be I'm not seeing it quickly enough, but I don't see what says what I'm supposed to do to refocus for mine.
Okay, no worries. So I just know that there's sometimes almost flavor to your thing, and I'll take a look as well.
Okay. But I guess for now I'd say it's just her sitting and trying to focus on essentially recentering her soul to try and pull all of it that's trying to leave back in.
Okay. So you talked about thinking about the villagers and thinking about disappointing them. And your hair kind of like down over your face is like your head and shoulders like are slumped. And the hair is sort of like casting a shadow over your hands as you kind of just stare at them. And you know when you like stare so much that you're no longer paying it, like what you see is kind of just blurred and you're no longer seeing that, you're almost just seeing what you're thinking about. And for a brief second, your thoughts turn from a mother bringing her sick kid to you with like a terrible cough, like please, like anything you can do to help, and like not really being able, like whatever disease that this kid had, like just not being able to do enough. Like you eased the cough, you eased the symptoms, but you knew that you didn't fix whatever was ailing them. Then another thought comes into your mind and you think about kind of like walking down the street and hearing someone laughing at you, but it's just confusing, like not quite, and just somebody like just pointing and making fun and calling names, and then suddenly you're like staring back at your hands, and that's not something you remember, that's not something recent, that's something
From before. Now, this, just to kind of clarify, does it seem like someone is like making fun of me in a negative way or in a like jovial kind of way?
Negative, calling names, like sing, like you know, like kids sing song, like I'm not gonna be able to do it right.
I got you. Like,
yeah, like oh, it's you, like that kind of thing, like that kids do name call.
Boo, boo.
Yes,
Yeah.
like
Peter the
oh.
Wiener.
Yes, exactly. But it's weird because like when you're trying to like hear their words, it kind of echoes on itself and you cannot understand what they're saying. You just hear that like sing-song making fun of tonation, but you don't know what they're saying. It's like you like, and it's weird because like you hear every other word, right? It's like na 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 you, and then it like muffles and like echoes out and does this weird kind of reverb that you're no longer able to grasp what it is that they're saying. But it's weird because while you simultaneously think of that, as you come to yourself, you're like, if you try to like rethink about that memory, it seems like you're standing away from it, watching it happen.
Okay. And then not realizing how much time has passed, but knowing she has stuff that's expected of her, she is going to get back up, braid her hair back down, knowing that she's kind of, the curse is down a little bit, but still there. And she's going to go to grab her bow to go. And she's just going to hesitate. And she's going to leave it behind. And she's going to go see if she can find people. Yeah. To continue what they were supposed to be doing.
Oh, gotcha.
So
who do you seek out?
I guess she'd go looking for Ark, because Ark was, going to continue on what we were supposed to do. So she's going to, like, stop at her door, kind of put on the smile, and head on out.
Do you put your hair back in braids?
Yeah. There's too much. I don't
feel
know.
that.
You can't really see it in the picture, but her braided hair goes to like mid-thigh, so unbraided hair is probably like mid-calf. We're not dealing with that.
You can use it as a whip. Papa!
I just saw all the people who have ever had long hair go, mm-mm.
Ooh,
My hair
honey.
used to be past my butt, like.
Oh, honey, no.
Toss that up with a big old messy bun and go.
With curly hair, it just becomes okay. We're not.
It goes
Anyway,
out also.
It's just everywhere.
Cameras and nail salons.
I will remind me. I will share a picture in the Discord.
Okay, good.
Anyways, okay. So Arc, refocusing, for like 10 plus minutes, getting lost in your thoughts. After a little bit, definitely, you could be on your way back. Not that it took you 10 minutes, but like after everything, you could definitely be on your way back.
I assume my refocusing took like half an hour.
Arc's also gonna make one more stop.
Okay.
Should be quick. Remind me what kind of like stipend we got at that one store.
44.
44 gold.
I
Don't
love my
take
players. Thank you. I was like going to grab the book. Never mind.
Is that what it is? 44 gold.
I believe so.
Yeah, 44. Yep.
Nice.
Don't tell Zokan that though, because they very distinctly gave you 4 and 40.
Yes, we
Not
got
the same.
40 and then 4.
Okay.
Right. Just not the same thing, guys.
No.
It's just 0. No big deal.
Just 0. None. Being in that store, did it sell elixirs? And or do I know a place that does? Very basic elixirs.
So the way that they're handling it, let me double check. Yes. So they basically all adventuring gear, alchemical items, and held items, worn items up to level 3.
Goodness, level 3. That's so much.
Oh, oils, potions, and scrolls and wands up to 5th level.
I can just blow somebody up.
I mean, it doesn't mean he'll sell it to you.
We have the beads.
That's true.
That's true.
That's true.
I have the beads. I can do whatever I want. All right. Ark is going to go spin 12 of his gold. Or nope. Sorry. 9 of his gold.
What you getting? What you getting?
3 lesser anti-plagues.
Oh, very nice. Perfect.
Ark is into crafting, but not alchemical, and I think that he would know that they exist and would go looking for them. And so I'll spend 9 gold, leaving me with, what's that, math, 35. And yeah, I think on his way back he would attempt to find somebody that's taking care of them, ideally Anchor Root.
Okay. It's funnily enough, when you kind of come back into the dorms, you're like, who can I find? Is Anchor Root around? And like you walk in and she's kind of standing there in the corner of the hallway, like ducking back and forth, like going, no, over here. And she's just like stuck in this, like, you see her, then you don't, because she keeps just turning around towards the direction that like everyone's rooms are.
Gotcha. He would attempt to call out a ways away as to try not to scare this little thing and say, Anchor.
Oh, hi. I'm sorry. I was just am I in your way? I could go. Did you need anything?
I need your help for a second.
Mine? What can I do? I'm sure this could be more helpful than I can. I don't think you what do I need to do? What can I help you? What can I do?
You like to help people, right?
Yeah, I do. I want to help people. I just don't think that I could do. It, it's a lot of responsibility.
But I can help you help people. And then I will make sure you don't crush caterpillars, and I have bones.
Oh, the assignment. Yeah. Oh, what do you need?
Well, that's after. That's less important. Here. And he holds out the 3 anti-plagues. Make sure everybody gets these. It will help. They're from you.
They're not from me. They're from you.
No, you're handing them. They're from you.
That's really kind of you, Ark.
He nods and says, "Later we will do the bones."
Yeah. I can do. You have bones, and kind of for like the first time, you kind of like see her eyes kind of like light up a little bit.
Yes, they're usually for soup. I think some have been in soup, but they're bones.
Oh, okay. I don't know about the ones that are in the stew, but if you want to give them to me, I can take a look and find some lucky ones.
Sure. After the potions.
Yeah, of course. there's like some like slight disappointment.
Oh.
Okay, you want me to give them now?
You actually see him like think on it for a second. No, I guess not. Just your next rounds to each of them, you can give them. Here's the bones. And then he hands the big bag of chicken bones over.
She like realizes her hands are full and is just like panicking, like looking around and like finds like a little end table by one of the couches and puts the potions down and quickly like grabs all the bones and starts like kind of plops down cross-legged on the floor by the couch, and starts like just taking them out, lining them up very carefully and taking like a very in-depth look and interest into each of these bones.
And Art walks away immediately because he does not care about that.
It's for those that might notice though, it's for once she's not like hiding herself in a corner or backing herself against a wall, like she's actually kind of sitting relatively out in the open and looking at bones. All right. And where do you head off to?
Probably his room. I don't think he doesn't want to check on any of the peeps, so.
Yeah. As you kind of go and head down the hallway, Airfey, you actually kind of comes out, hearing probably some commotion in the hall, kind of triggering you to step out.
Ark,
Yes.
how are you? Are you okay after all of this?
I am fine. Are you?
I'm doing fine. I know you had gone out to maybe look for more bones. Did you find any?
I did. I found soup bones and other bones and met 2 friends.
You met two friends. Are they from before?
Yes. They're people that helped me stay in a house.
Oh, honey, they are not your friend.
And I should say, like, his use of the word friends is like, I don't know if anyone would notice it, like the way he uses it in sentences, but it's like copying. It's like, this is what I'm supposed to call people.
Right.
They're my friends.
It's a
Why is Ark
title.
to me?
Yeah. Yep.
No.
Friend Hideaki, friend Tall.
Basically, oh, you call each other friends, so I'll call you friends.
It's an honorific.
Basically.
Okay, so she's like, "Oh, I'm glad."
I'm glad you are feeling better as well.
It's thanks to you. You did a lot for us today. I wanted to thank you for that.
That is okay, as long as we complete the mission.
I mean, it's good that we completed the mission, but you really took care of us today, Ark. I really appreciate that. It would have been so much worse if you hadn't been there to help us.
You see him just nod, but he doesn't really respond.
Anyway, it looked like you were on your way to your room, so I don't want to keep you. But, thank you, Ark.
You hear, like, more footsteps down the hall, and it's just like... also, of course, a startled squeak from Anchor Root, as you then kind of hear, eventually, like, Mariama's voice coming down from, like, the common room, and she's just like, oh, Ark, are you... It's kind of, like, calling out to the entire dorm. Like, doesn't matter who is there. So from the common room, she's just like, Ark, did you find the bones? I see Acre Root has them. You back? She doesn't know where your room is.
Ark activates Bullhorn because he thinks this is what we're doing. And says, yes, I found the bones.
There is, like, an assortment of, like, startled, like, books falling to the ground, like, things, people jumping in their rooms, and definitely an assortment of reactions to this. Yeah.
Erife can't hear out of her left ear now because she's looked that direction.
Yep.
So,
Hideaki.
after the conversation with Tal, Hideaki is taking the electric arc cantrip, and he's practicing and focusing and studying, essentially. And then... What the fuck?
Yes.
The door slams open.
There is, like, the door slams open, and there is, like, a little bit of smoke that billows out of the room, and, like, if you look behind Hideaki, there is, like, a scorch mark in the rug in that room.
Erife is going to genuinely start laughing hysterically after all of this.
Art kind of tilts his head, able to lower his voice a little, and is like, did you mess up?
I did now!
Mariama comes, like, skirting down the hall, going, like, damn, I thought I was loud.
We are supposed to be loud.
Yeah, that's fair. You do you, Ark. You do you. Cool. So you got the bones. So how are y'all feeling? You guys want to do the ritual?
I need to crush caterpillars first.
Oh yeah. Need the oil and everything. Cool. You want to just, like, get me when you're ready?
You need help?
That?
I was gonna take a nap, but I'm wide awake now for some reason.
Napping is good. I could do that. You know what?
Yeah, you take a load off. We're good.
No, I know you guys are good. That's fine. Like, I'll look. So you don't have to worry about it. I'll just be, like, hanging out in the common room. If I'm asleep on the couch, just wake me up. It's all good.
Sure.
You don't know sarcasm really well, do you?
Do I not know it, or do I not care?
I think he actually, like, is kind of blown away by that last part.
And you see, like, she just, like, throws her head back and laughs, turns and heads to, like, the couches.
Awesome. Oh my god.
I think I like her more now. John, thanks for the raid, dude.
Amazing.
But to answer Hideaki, with the smoke kind of coming out of the back of his room, Art just kind of tilts his head and is like, if you would like, I think I can do it alone, but if you want.
Yeah, I have a lot of energy to just like kind of like dissuade at this point that I was just working on. So yeah, I'm totally down. And I did make a promise to Inkaroot that they wouldn't have to worry about this part. So yeah, I'm ready to go.
Sure. Where would you
Help
like?
to.
I mean, wherever.
Is Tal awake?
Yeah.
Should we go in there so we can all complete the mission?
I don't know.
We could ask, and if Tal's not up for it, we can find another location.
Before we even start walking, did you hear all that? Considering it's just a loud situation now.
Are we just outside Tal's door?
Hideaki and Tal's rooms are pretty close to each other, so
They're like, yeah, it's like across the hall and like up a small hall. Yeah.
Right. And so because Hideaki just realized that like they probably heard the whole fucking conversation, and so
Yeah. Actually, when there was that loud, sudden, like, jarringness, like, Tal, did you react in any way?
Oh, yes. 100%.
You know when you startle a cat, they kind of jump sideways?
Yeah, did that, but fell off the
jump
bed.
around.
Yeah. You know, you heard all the sounds of stuff like falling and like everything like that. One of them was Tal falling off of their bed onto the floor.
Yes, amazing.
No.
I think Ark using Bullhorn may be one of my favorite things that happens.
Yes.
Perfect fucking character to have it. Like, we need to make this thing louder, eh? We never did. We were like,
Bullhorn will never be used better. I'm sorry.
I see your energy and I meet it.
Right. Meet or beat.
Ark is like, oh, we're just yelling down the hall. I can do that.
And I can do it better.
I think that you would shout down the hallway, and after a moment, I think the door would open and Tal would kind of like open it enough and just stay in the doorway, just enough so that you can see them, and would say, you all can handle it, right? I'm still not feeling very well.
Not a problem.
Yes.
We'll make sure that you get credit like you were here the whole time.
She doesn't really respond to that and doesn't look either happy or anything, and will just kind of like half-heartedly nod and like go back in and close the door.
Yeah. I will. To be fair, I did say that there's somebody kind of like at your door to make sure that you don't try to leave.
Yeah.
And probably Essie is like, with all this noise, was just like, okay, you do know that the people study here, and they're kind of like realizing the situation, like.
Like Hideaki is just very much like does the really face.
Just maybe a little consideration. And to be fair, she kind of has a hand like very respectfully but half-hearted, not like blocking the doorway or anything, but kind of like one hand like, for safety, perhaps, it's best that Tal stays.
Sure.
Why didn't you say that before I yelled?
There was just a lot. And she kind of looks ashamed as she looks down to like this book that she was completely engrossed in. Like, but yes. All right. So we have 3 things, I believe, that you all have to do: caterpillar oil to make, bone oil to make, and what was the third one? And the red cap mushrooms.
Yeah, red cap.
Yeah.
Do we have to do something with them? Mushroom oil?
They told us what to do to make the oil.
Shroom oil.
Yes, you do. So for each of these, you can make the oil. So which they'll be crafting and like different things that you have to do for them. You can get assistance with it. There's like different things. So like to review for the bones, once Anchor Root kind of gives you the correct ones to use, the lucky ones, you're gonna have to carbonize them and use the remains to basically make the oil. So like burn them basically like intensely and then make oil from the sludge. Yay. Pleasant. And so that's going to be like crafting or nature. The scarlet cap oil is going to be
Reading and crafting.
you just have to squeeze them out. That's not a big deal. And the caterpillars equally just have to squash them.
All right. Well, Ark is good at crafting, so unless somebody else takes the reins from Ark, he is probably just going to start trying to do stuff.
I have a -1 to crafting, so I am.
I have a 5,
I'm
but
the
I have
best.
other. I have caterpillar on the brain, so it is all you, dude.
All right.
Perfect.
I will assist and do what Ark tells me to do.
If you kind of go back around to Anchor Root, she will have been like already, like even in this short amount of time, after getting in very scared from the loud noises, literally like jumping, like diving behind the couch, realizing it was just y'all being very loud, being very ashamed that she dived behind the couch, coming out, pretending she didn't, going back to the bones. She still has them all like neatly arranged into 2 piles. One less of them, definitely less bones, carefully arranged, like just laid out one next to the other, and then the other kind of more piled together. And she'll immediately show you like these are the lucky ones.
Why are they lucky?
Oh, it's kind of hard to explain. It's just kind of like they're better suited for the ritual. Like they're just lucky.
Okay. Ark will take both of the piles and keep them separate.
Okay. And she'll kind of like, when you reach for the other pile, she's like, "Oh, I was actually wondering if you didn't need those. I could maybe, no, I'm sorry, that's stupid. You can, they're yours. You got them. You can take them.
Would you like them?
Oh, I mean, no, it's okay. They're yours. No, it's okay."
Okay.
I was ready for it. I was like, yeah.
Waffles doesn't
Logic.
want to, but
Of course, yeah,
Idiaki and Arafai are like, yes.
yeah, right, yeah. Yeah, it's like I have to imagine like it's very anime, like Arafai and Hiyaka are leaning in. Camera cuts back to Ark. Okay, it's like thanks, plan. No, that's not how you handle that situation. But here we go.
It's that crowd that's
That
going,
too.
and then gets disappointed.
yeah,
That's so true.
yeah.
Amazing.
Okay. So, yeah, I mean, to burn the bones, that's the only thing that requires a crafting check. So, Hideaki, are you just going to go through the caterpillars, just do the thing? Do you want
That's
to
not
roll that?
Hideaki's style.
Okay, let's go.
So, how many would you say that I have? Based off of the gathering.
Let's say, because you guys found some, like 4.
4? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's actually perfect. So he is going to set one each on the ground, one north, south, east, and west. And he's going to do this ceremoniously in his head. And by ceremoniously, I mean absolutely chaos. Because I'm going to cast Gale Blast and spin around and turn them into paste.
Well, are you trying to collect their oil?
Yes.
Okay.
Because in his mind, the idea was, Ikaru didn't want him to be chopped up and stuff in front of Ikaru. So in his head, he was like, well, it doesn't matter what they look like. So
Yeah.
like, let's have some, let's it's better than using a cutting board and a knife and searching for stuff. And
Okay. All right. So let's do this. You find like a wet leaf, because like outside or whatever, you find a leaf for each of these, and you kind of put each one on a leaf also, so you don't have to touch them. And that way, it's like its own little like squash plate. The squash of the leaf, and you can use the leaf later on to like pick them up. And you do this. You arrange them all, and well, they certainly are squashed. It takes you a second to find all the leaves again after
worth
that.
it. It's fucking
But,
worth it.
you know.
Just-
Yep.
I just imagine like Arafe has the caps, since they are the easiest thing to do, and she's about to squeeze them, and this wind comes by, and she's like, oh.
Yes.
She has to get
love
up
it.
and go get the scarlet caps again, sit down, and start going again.
that
Absolutely.
makes me so
All right.
happy.
So Ark, you're watching like pragmatic and extravagant over here, going through, just squashing and making.
That's the new tag
Oils.
for Hideaki.
Yeah.
Add that to the intro, please. Thank you.
What do you want to just make that crafting check?
Yeah, so Ark wants to do the unlucky ones first, and then the lucky ones in 2 different batches of oil making. And
Okay.
basically, in Ark's mind, he is challenging Anchor Root's ability to pick out lucky bones versus his own crafting ability.
What do you mean?
Okay.
Because if he can
He's
make,
gonna make oil
oil
from
out
both?
of unlucky bones, then what does it matter what Anchor Root picks?
It's a logic challenge. I get it. That's amazing.
Okay. So the lucky bones are for the ritual's success, not for the oil's success.
Okay. Gotcha. I understand.
Yeah. It's like these bones.
They make better oil, like a better ritual oil. Gotcha. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Mark's
then,
like, I challenge your pseudoscience.
Sorry. I didn't. Waffles didn't understand that. So instead, I think
Fair
what Ark
enough.
would do is sit down with both of them, like begin to like have them all sit up for this crafting roll, and then look at everyone in the room and say, "Do you think they are actually lucky?"
I would guess so. There's something about them that makes them different.
He's looking from the lucky bones to the unlucky bones, and they're both bones, and he does not understand.
I will also say, while luck and necessarily like that aspect of it is definitely confusing, you've studied the arcane and you've studied like magic, and so like conceptually that there are forces that affect and influence magic, right? Like whether you believe it or not, however, but definitely like you've read that like certain rituals done on a full moon are easier than not on a full moon, or like when you do it in a location that is considered, the ley lines of magic are strong there,
Sure.
that it's easier and magic happens. So like
And
there are forces that affect things.
And I think Ark has a reason for everything he's ever read. Like, oh, if you do it under the moon, it's this deity that's just playing a trick on you. Like, and if
Sure.
you do it at this ley line, it's because of these two magnetic lines and how they affect the ritual.
Yeah, you. I love it. I love it. Yeah.
Anyway, to get it going, Ark, I will make the oil out of the lucky bones.
Okay. All right. So for this, what we're gonna do is first. I mean, you'll just have to burn them, which is you figure out a way to do that outside. You get that done, and then it's about crafting it and like using the sludgy remains and everything. So for the success of the entire endeavor, let's go ahead and you can make either crafting or a nature check.
Defo crafting. Yeah, I don't think Ark would ask for either of your help.
That's fair.
21.
Gorgeous.
It's totally fine.
DC 17. Yeah, you're in your element. You're like, I know how hot these have to be. I need to make sure that they, easy does.
Yeah, and just for everyone watching, like it's Ark in this mode is much like Ark for the rest, except it's even worse / better ? Whatever you want to call it. It is it's like a baker following a recipe, or if you watch Bake Off, it's like an engineer following a recipe. Like everything is exactly to a T, and everything has its perfect place, and he has it in its perfect place, like the entire time.
Perfect. Yeah, and easily enough, you're able to make oil out of the bones. So we have bone oil, we have scarlet cap oil, and we have caterpillar oil. That's all you need.
All right.
Hideaki, sorry, just really fast. Hideaki, for the sake of simplicity, Hideaki will essentially, by the way, and essentially say the same thing that he told Tal, that his plan is to do research, and then if so, absolutely obliterate whatever this is.
Yep.
Faux show.
Okay. So, Mariama is not asleep, but lazing on the couch in the common room.
Good nap?
Okay, Nap.
I think we're ready for the ritual if you're ready.
Yeah, I am ready as can be. Y'all ready?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Can the ritual wait?
Yeah,
That'd be before
how long?
dinner.
I mean, I don't want to miss dinner, to be honest. But, I mean, what's up?
Art kind of turns his back to Miriama and looks at the other two. Processing for a long 15 seconds, probably. And then says, should the whole team not be here?
I mean, I think it would be nice to complete it together. I don't know if Tal's up for it tonight.
But can the ritual... We have everything. Can the ritual itself wait until Tal is better?
I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys have another assignment tomorrow.
We can do it after that assignment.
Well, so, like, this is our assignment. I mean, like, gathering supplies is cool, but we're kind of about, like, magical theory, and it was about teaching you the ritual.
So then wouldn't it be more important that Tal is here then?
I can take notes.
Yeah, I mean... No, I get it. Look, you guys tell me. Whatever y'all want. I'm flexible.
Ark looks at the other
I gotta
two.
be honest. I gotta be very honest with everybody. I want this far away from us as soon as humanly possible, because that means that today is over.
There?
And, like, look, like, to be perfectly honest, like, if you said you take notes, and they went on the task with you. Like, I'm not gonna like
Okay,
fail
credit,
anybody.
right?
I'm not
All
a
right,
teacher,
all
to
right.
be honest. Like,
What?
I will
I was just
say
kidding.
they're here if that's what you want.
Well, that's what I told them already, so I'm glad we're on the same page.
Perfect. Cool. So, and she kind of like looks around and like starts patting her pockets and just like, oh, here we go. And she pulls out these like little tiny string of bells made out of cold iron. Little tiny string of bells. Okay, so y'all know about gremlin bells?
No.
I already don't like them.
All right, so you guys said that you guys found like the gremlins there. Actually, no, we sent you to the gremlins, but they're gremlins and it's a problem. So there are these things, and it's kind of funny because these bells, they're actually afraid of them. But between us, they're only afraid of them because they think they're supposed to be afraid of them. It's just like one of those things.
Oh.
But we took that idea, and we basically, some people at the Magaambya were like working on that, and we made this ritual to basically like amplify it and make it an actual thing. So basically, the gremlin bells will create like a stronger magical ward once we do this ritual, and it'll be a way to kind of keep fey creatures away from an area that you put the bells in. It's a new ritual. We kind of like made it, so we're gonna try it out. Yeah, like I said, I'm not a teacher. Like, you do not have to raise your hand.
Sorry. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Question. Did you have this yesterday?
These, I mean, I just got it for the ritual, but did
So what you're
gremlin
telling
bells
me is that
exist?
specifically that they were available yesterday.
You know what? Probably. Are you telling me you didn't look it up beforehand?
No, I'm telling you that you should have gave it to us yesterday.
I wasn't there yesterday, but it sounds like
You
you
know
didn't do your research.
everything about what's going on here, and you mean to tell me that I didn't do enough research? What are you talking about?
Listen, the Magaambya is a lot of self-starting. You know? Like, you can do all sorts of shit here. But you really got... Look, they told you about the library, right?
I've been wanting to go to a library since day one. But we've been
She's
busy
gonna,
with
once
almost
again...
done for 3 days.
She again yells out through the halls of the dorm, and she goes, Essie, did you not show them the library? And Essie's like, I totally pointed it out.
Fine, because we were busy almost dying that we forgot.
Oh, so you forgot.
No, I'm just making them feel better.
Look, it's not... You could have gotten bells if you'd known about it. Research is super important. But you know what? That's way less.
Stab.
So like anyways, we're kind of... I'm more magical theory. If research is your jam, like, go talk to Ignacy, all right? Like, this...
I have to leave now. Goodbye, everyone. So the camera sees a new rival has appeared.
I'm curious though, how does Ark take the fact that like obviously this is like her completely egging on and like
it's
joking
working.
with Hideaki, yeah.
100%.
Like, but at the same time, for Ark, like, there's definitely, like, you could have researched this is basically, like, what was taken out of that combo.
Ark doesn't say anything and is not reacting to this argument whatsoever, but through Ark's mind, currently 2 things are going on. One, I'm going to keep to myself until after the ritual. 2, based on this exact conversation, Ark doesn't think this person's right because we've completed all the missions and we're all alive. So why would we need to research?
Yeah.
Well, then, it kind of sounds like you don't agree with Hideaki.
I mean,
For-
technically wouldn't agree with either of them. Like,
Either of them, yeah, sure.
yeah, like
He's
we're
he's
like
like third
This
party.
combo is irrelevant. is what you're-
basically, yeah.
Got it. Yeah.
That is part.
Tracks. It's amazing.
This is a waste of time.
Yes.
So seeing Hideaki kind of get extremely upset about this, she is just gonna go, okay, so we know in the future that the library is available to us. Not to sound mean, but should we always assume that we're just gonna be thrown in with no help?
Will Smith meme.
I mean, I understand there is an aspect of, we need to look into things and things like that, but we've been here for 3 days.
Well,
Couldn't
have to
someone have
remember,
been like, we haven't given you everything that you're gonna need, make sure that you look into it?
Look. And she does like because of your like very like calming tone, like does go from the offensive, like having a grand old time to taking this a little bit more seriously. Look, you all have been accepted into the Magaambya, right? That means that you guys have shown talent, or you've gone through like interviews and you've shown that you're self-starters, that you fit here, that you're a part of this, to be honest, amazing school.
Oh, very much
But-
agree.
Like the whole thing of like going through the different branches was Essie's idea for giving you guys like an idea of like, the different things that you can do here. But the whole like first week as an initiate is literally for this, right? Like it's to, I mean, I know I was like cracking jokes, right? But like next time you'll probably research, right?
Yes, we
There you
have
go. Lesson
definitely
learned.
learned some more information to tamper our expectations.
I think Ark would pipe up at this point and say, well, if this is a school, I hope you have learned to have future initiates research prior, so they do not get hurt. You are here to learn too, correct?
Yeah, like I'm an initiate too. I did this shit last week. Like I've been through it.
It seems that the best way to do this would to tell students to research. That way they could learn how to research properly.
I think the point is that like not everything can be laid out for you, and look, we weren't throwing you in any, again, wasn't me clarifying like that it wasn't me.
Grander we.
Yeah, like
Royal we.
that assignment was because it was the Tempest Sun Mages, and it's about valor and about all this great stuff, and like if that wasn't your jam, then don't go that route.
It's very fair. And I do apologize. Our tempers are a little on edge. We almost died and then got a little chastised for it. So it's kind of a piling on top of things here. So it's my apologies that
No,
we might be a
get
little
it.
bit on edge.
Listen, I got drunk one night and I started a cult. Like shit happens here, so
This is the most. Wait, hold up. This is the most interesting thing that's been said all night.
Yeah, 100%.
like I didn't do it on purpose, but like I said, like accidents happen, and you'll like.
Airflame
Yes,
has a
Listen,
this
quest
is
now.
hand,
You
and then puts it down.
Look, can we walk and talk? Let's go back to the
Yes.
storage barn
Yeah.
and we'll do this ritual. Cool.
Okay, but did you continue the cult after you got sober, or like?
I would love to hear about this cult at some point. This sounds interesting.
Do you?
No, look.
Airflame,
It
do you
wasn't.
drink?
Me?
Yeah.
I haven't.
Oh,
I'm not opposed to the idea of trying.
Ark. What about you?
I do, but it does not quite affect me.
Okay, so here's what we do. So, like tomorrow or something, we all get a drink somewhere. We'll grab tab because of course, team, and then we get the cult story.
You
No
won't believe me.
judgment.
mean,
No, it's just
maybe.
like every time I tell the story, like nobody believes me.
What
You know
if
what?
we're interested enough that I think we're starting off believing you?
Okay. All right.
And if we don't, it's still a really cool story.
All right.
Not to mention
That's
I've already
true.
written it down in my quest book.
Yeah.
That's the time of
memoir
my staff. All right, it's all good. All right. Walk and talk, and she'll take you towards the storage barn, and we are gonna go on break, and we'll complete the ritual when we get back.
Cool. Good luck with Maria again.
Yes, absolutely.
Listen, I have plans. I'm not done being sad.
Hey,
Listen.
I'll raise my hand to that. I got some more sad. More sad to do. Let's go.
I got plenty left in here. Let's go.
I'll raise my hand for y'all to be
the
sad.
tank. There you go. There you go. By the way, Tony, thank you for that. Say like no. Waffles, I appreciated that. I'm sad. What are you guys talking about? What are you guys
I just gotta say I love Mariama and I love her shenanigans.
Oh my God,
she's the worst. It's the best.
Oh my God.
She's the best.
You know that time you get so drunk you start a cult? Like, you know.
You know.
Honestly, this is something that Jacob kind of wished that he had a story about. So
Also, because just because we're on the Zoom call and you can see everybody's face, you're like, oh, you know the time when you get drunk and you make a cult, you saw everybody go, what?
yeah.
Everyone instantly.
No, I'm so glad I was muted because I was cackling. I was laughing so loudly.
Amazing.
Cat's born.
Yeah, it was me.
All right, friends, we're gonna go on break. We're gonna be right back. Stretch, take care of yourselves. Do what you gotta do. We'll be right back.
Be more sad. No, I'm just kidding.
Be more sad.
Hi, everybody. Okay, all right. We totally didn't give you the word for the giveaway.
Well,
so I hope somebody, read my mind and wrote it in chat. All right, let's pull the winner. No, I'm kidding. Let's run.
The word was not fail.
the word does not fail. Nope.
No.
Sorry.
No. Sorry, Carrick, try again. All right, so we're gonna run the giveaway right now. What we're gonna do is we're gonna give away another Strength of Thousands Kindled Magic Roll20 like bundle thing where like you just get everything you need to run the first book on Roll20, maps, tokens, everything. The full book written in note form as well, broken down by like chapters and all sorts of gorgeousness. Roll20 laid it all freaking out for you. So if that's something you're interested in, we have it for you.
What's that guy from Entourage? Is that be something you'd be interested in?
It sounds like I'm selling drugs, but it's not.
I know. I mean, ttrpg is a kind of drug.
It is. It is my drug of choice.
Have you seen my dice collection?
Yo,
That's true.
I'm in this picture and I don't like it.
All right. So the word that we're gonna use for the giveaway.
Oh yeah.
You got to type it in chat. Type it once. It's gonna be cult, right, Waffles?
Yeah.
Perfect. If you're ready, then we'll start it right now. So just write cult, C-U-L-T, in chat right now, and we'll get it to you. Yeah.
C-U-L-t. Not that's you almost did it, Carrot.
Almost,
Carrot. You almost
and not
C-U-L-T.
Thank you,
C-O-L-T
got it.
because I hate that football team.
Close, Carrot, closer. farther
You're
away
getting
and
there.
closer at the same time.
There it is.
No.
Thank you for being a friend.
Thank you for not being Carrick.
God, tonight is
We love you.
wild. But,
It just reminds me of that Groot scene. No, not that button.
Yeah, right.
Say it again.
Yeah,
Yes, 100%. Oh yes, Ashton. There you go.
Yeah, but also you should do cult as like by itself too.
No, that works.
No. I think it works.
You
It
don't?
works
Just
like that.
kidding. Never
Oh,
mind.
yeah.
You did it great, and I the bonus points. You got it.
Ashton is amazing. Absolutely amazing.
He is amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my
I
God!
love him.
I didn't say people's names.
Oh no.
Do it now. We got a
now.
giveaway going on. Do it now.
Wait,
Well, now-ish.
We have. Yes, it's okay. I'm gonna take my time.
Yo,
We have people
it's fine.
that are writing cult in chat.
Carrick, I will fight you about that. Syrup is never bad.
never bad.
Never.
So
How dare
This is what
you?
I deal with. This is.
I would like
I
to
will
remind
find
you,
you.
who GM Badass is.
Yes.
GM Badass Syrup right here. Over there. Okay?
My hype people.
Wish you
I
were
love
GM
y'all.
Badass. You wish you were GM Badass, don't you? Don't you?
fight. We will fight. We will.
I'm gonna
On all the beaches.
Listen, you got Duval on one side, you got me on the
Duval,
other.
we can't
You
hear
won't be
you
able to
because it's
you won't
just-
be able to hear because we're so loud. Your ears will start bleeding because of
mic
us
was
just
just-
destroying
hates
you.
me for real. It's like no.
I have
no,
access. I have access to a bullhorn. We'll bring that.
Yeah, we have bullhorn spells. Listen, you think that Mark
me.
II's the only one with bullhorn? Listen, I just haven't had a chance to use it yet.
Chaotic. I will say, while we're waiting for that to go down, that I need to let you all know that someone, a good friend of mine, for some reason decided to give my loud ass one of them, not only a microphone, one of them, not a bullhorn,
Like a megaphone?
megaphone for Christmas one year. And I was just like, I don't need this. But my power has been magnified.
Okay. So, the people I have to thank, Carrick, despite your shaming me and everything, I do have to thank you because you do support us. I'm contractually obligated to thank. No, I'm kidding.
We do love
I
you,
am very,
Carrick.
very appreciative.
We love you like family.
CM bad ass.
Such a dick. I love it.
All right.
Fair. Keone, I see you. I also am very grateful for you because you also support us on Patreon. You're an amazing, amazing person. To Dawn, who I don't know is here tonight, also super thank you for your support. Eric Jackson, I always see you around. I saw you were here earlier. You're amazing, and I super appreciate you. Ashenworks, do not tell me not to hype you because I will hype you because you're amazing.
You more sucker.
First of all,
Got him.
I will always. Oh, there you are! Yay! Hi, Eric. Ashenworks, and our newest patron, Cam from New Zealand is amazing.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna call you our #1 New Zealand fan.
That's probably true.
Thank you for making me
Starting
cry
the
earlier
Hideaki
today.
cult in New Zealand.
Yeah, speaking of cults,
Starting Hideaki cult in New Zealand.
that there's a cult of Hideaki.
Yep,
Yeah.
there's a cult of Hideaki in New Zealand.
Absolutely.
Join it.
But also,
what I've
Waffles
always
put it
wanted.
in chat, but also, Ko-fi memberships, y'all, I don't know if you know this, but Ko-fi memberships are actually pretty incredible because as someone who has Ko-fi memberships, the person receiving them receives basically 90% of the profit. So if you pay $5 a month, we get about $4.50 a month, as opposed to like places like Twitch and Patreon who take like close to 50% of the revenue, which is still, you know, you're still giving and we're still getting. But if you want more bang for your buck, as in you want us to see more of your bucks, Ko-fi memberships are the way to go.
100%. Thank you. Plus, if you do it on Ko-fi, you will get behind the scenes after school special, which is just a bonus.
Also, you'll be supporting that.
But no, you guys are absolutely freaking amazing. We love your support. And I have, yes, Ashton, if you want to, by all means.
Moving on up.
Get it on over there.
Same rewards, and we love you if you want to do that extra 5 minutes of work and go to Ko-fi for us.
It will make a big
Regardless
difference.
of if it's Ko-fi or if it's Patreon, though, you
Yeah.
guys
Why not both?
are official
Eric.
members
What?
of the Breakfast Club.
Heck,
Because that is what we call
Club,
y'all.
it's real.
The Breakfast Club is official. It's been said on stream. It
Yep.
is happening.
Suck it, Emilio Estevez.
we need that emote now, right? That's the next Twitch emote, the Breakfast Club.
I'm in such a
Ooh,
mood.
We'll make it like a yeah. I love
It has to be a peanut butter waffle. Okay.
It's just with a bite taken out of it. And It's just like the Breakfast Club. Yeah, I love it.
He's got a big mouth.
All right, my friends, I've delayed long enough. If you have not written cult in chat, do so as soon as possible to get your own Kindled Magic Roll20 package where everything you need to GM it. And if you're not a GM, but you want to play in it, it's a code that I can give to you to give to your GM, honestly.
Give it to whoever.
Yes. Ooh, Carrick, try it again. I feel like you're close to
So
Carrick.
close.
So close.
So
close.
close. All right. Shall we roll it in
Roll
5,
him up, homie.
4, 3, 2. There we go. They're coming
Get in there, Franz. Get in there.
And I'm gonna delay it for a second longer.
Derek, you can
okay,
get in there.
go.
Come on.
Do the thing.
Come on.
Yes.
Hey, the last one.
Hey.
Feeling it
Coming in
in.
the buzzer.
Amazing.
Ah, the buzzer.
Okay.
Eric's so
It's-
close.
See what was gonna happen.
Or do we say making it in the door before the bell rang?
Got right in there. Oh, it's
Our
amazing.
show.
Welcome in, Jorge. You get here for 2 seconds and you win stuff. So, like,
Heck
welcome.
yeah.
Like, hell yeah. All right. All right, my friends. All right.
We're in rare form the second half already.
We're doing great. All right. So my friends, we have
Jorge, you won something. Yeah, you won something. That's what happened.
That's
I can DM you later.
Talk about it. Good things happen.
Say cult.
That's what matters.
The giveaway is a cult.
It's a giveaway. It's a cult. Yeah,
You won a cult. Congratulations.
yeah. One whole cult for you, Jorge.
One-
Congratulations.
Right.
We hired a group of people to follow you around. Is that not what you wanted?
So when people show up at your door in those dark purple cloaks, don't worry, we sent them. It's fine.
Yeah, they're here to support you. They're gonna walk around. They're gonna just like hype you. They'll be your hype.
They will do your dishes. One of them's
Yeah.
gonna start playing some background music when you walk around like a soundtrack. Don't worry, it's gonna be great.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. All right, my friends.
Amazing.
Literally what they
Shannon, you can hang out with them too. It's totally fine.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys want to join the cult, like that's on you. All right. So
We
reeling
got so
it in,
off
my friends.
track.
Reeling
He's
it
wrong with us. I
in.
love it so much.
Okay.
Listen,
Okay.
remember when we were sad? Let's get back to
Sad,
back
sad,
sad time.
sad,
Sad
Yeah.
time.
All right. No
Sad.
time for happiness. Sad time only. All right.
It's okay. Tal's dying.
Oh no, Waffles! Your convictions have been really good. Why did you do that?
I was setting the mood. It's
Wait,
fine.
it's real. But no, you're real. But it's real though. No, it's real.
Well, Ark bought you a potion. It's okay.
You did. I haven't taken it yet though.
All right, guys. All
None of us
right.
have.
Save us from ourselves.
Putting my foot down. Gravel is being hit. We have a ritual to do. Gavel.
No, it's the gravel.
I stomped that gravel into the ground.
Stop that gravel. Let's go. Crunch it under your foot.
It's fun. It's funny
Apologies.
because my brain didn't even
On the
register it.
stones.
My brain didn't register it because you were like,
No,
"I'm
excuse
putting
me?
my foot down. The gravel has
Yeah.
been
Yeah.
hit."
I was like, yeah, sure, the grab.
I was like, yeah, of course. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm sorry, podcast listeners.
Yeah, podcast listeners are like, what the fuck is happening?
Oh my god.
We're afraid to play again, okay?
This was an actual play.
We're scared. This is us being scared and nervous and it's sad.
100%. Okay.
All right.
All right, Mariama takes you to the storage place. I'm blurry. Hello, camera. Come on.
It said nah. It said you said
no.
gravel. It said they said gravel. I'm not gonna focus on anything.
I don't like cults.
Who does this fool think she is? All right. So, you guys go head back to the storage unit that you had found the gremlins, the pugwampis, with their aura of unluck. It's basically exactly as you left it. There is still kind of like glass strewn on the ground, like nobody really kind of like. You could tell there is a broom and some stuff like swept to the side, but it was like it was never like completed. I mean, it only happened like the other day. And Mariama kind of like sets you up and is like, okay, so the way this is gonna really work is we need a. Has anybody done a ritual before? Actually, like, do you guys know about
I
this?
read about it in books.
Okay, cool. No, that's good. That's a good start. So we're gonna need like a primary caster for this, and I think that as many
I
of you
thought
that
that
can
was syrup. Sorry.
no, sorry.
Okay, hold on. 1 second. I've read about it in books.
There we go. That is awesome. No, I'm glad that's interest of you. That's interest to you. So basically, we need a primary spellcaster, and then all y'all can help. At minimum, we need like one person to help. And technically, you don't need to really know how to cast magic to do it. Aside from the primary, everybody can help. But so this is kind of what's been laid out, and she kind of like pulls out a piece of paper, like a scroll, but not like a spell scroll, just a scroll with information of how to cast this spell, this ritual spell. And just to make sure that this came across, like the nice thing about this and something that's fascinating about the Magaambya is basically you guys told them about the gremlins the other day. Within that time frame, some people at the Magaambya, you're not sure who, created new magic. They put this together to try something out, and this is what you guys are testing out. They're taking the principles of things that they already know, and they're making it their own into what they're calling the Fey Abeyance Ritual. Fey Abeyance, like, it's just basically warding Fey away, because gremlins are considered Fey creatures. Mariama does take the second to tell you that it's important, though, to know, right, like when it comes to this type of stuff, that it can have unintended effects. Like what we ended up doing for this is we are making it so that Fey creatures are uncomfortable in the space, basically, but there's more than just gremlins that are Fey creatures. So it could have, like, she kind of uses it as a lesson to teach you, like, it's important to consider all aspects of this. This will help in this scenario, but it could have unintended effects, and it's important to look at it as a 360 thing. All right, so so you have all the oils, and she kind of like takes them from you and basically starts teaching you how to do this ritual. Conceptually, the primary caster is going to be making a nature check. Okay, it's going to be a nature roll to cast. Why are you shaking your head?
Okay.
Not me.
You do have to be at the very least trained in nature to do this.
I'm not trained in nature, unfortunately. Yeah, that's what I figured.
Well, I have good news for everyone. Ark?
I was just gonna say I'm trained in nature, but I have a -1 mod.
+3.
Yeah.
Now, but in character, I'll say. So, I'm down. But if you're interested, there's really only one way to resolve this. You need to play a game. Boulder, parchment, shears.
I was gonna say rollies, but yeah.
Is that to art?
Yes.
I didn't know if this is a mirror.
Yeah. Well, everything was just like, and so I just went.
I've lived in a village my entire life. I do not know a lot about nature.
What is that?
Well, I'll show you, and I will. This is what this is, and I'll just go through the whole thing.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll explain the whole thing.
Yep, and it takes one explanation. Ark's like, sure.
Download.
It is. Yes, we can do that. When I do the ritual.
Yep. And if I win, I do the ritual. Now, but here's the question: one game, or best 2 out of 3?
Let's do one so we can eat dinner.
That's a very fair assessment. Okay. This will be super fun with Zoom.
Yes, I'm ready. I was thinking that the whole time.
For like 3 years. So I will just tell you how long that's been in Jacob's memory bank. Okay. So
shall we do it on the last word or on what would you basically should we boulder parchment shear shoot or what?
Boulder parchment, I would say shoot. Yeah.
Okay.
So shoot. So boulder parchment shear shoot. Okay.
Mariama
so
jumps up at this and she's like, I'm a referee. Look, ready? Do it on my count.
I
She kind of stands between
trust you.
You don't trust me to say words? Boulder parchment shear.
Actually, no, I don't actually.
I just did it. Ready? All right. She looks at Ark. Boulder, parchment, shears, go.
Shears.
I believe that's a tie.
Right. So that means we go again.
Oh, okay.
No, one of us has to win. Yeah. One of us has to be the primary, remember?
Understood.
Unless you're forfeiting.
No.
Mariama leans in as well.
I didn't think so. I just wanted to. I leaned towards me. I was like, I just want to see what he's gonna say.
No, that's valid. That's valid.
Art raises a finger. How am I supposed to pick anything other than shears when we end on shears?
No, we don't. We don't go through.
I think you pick any one of the three that you want.
Yeah.
So you don't have to pick shears because they say that one. You just pick whichever one you want.
Understood. And if you saw last time, he went.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
I did notice. I was wondering why he switched to the last one. I was like, oh no, it's because you did all three.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Loosen it up. Everybody ready? All right. And it's on shoot, right? That's what you're saying. Okay. Boulder, parchment, shears, shoot. Oh, the upset. She's like going like wild, like hyping this moment up.
What's an upset?
Ark has like a very slight upset look on his face. He goes, "You win."
Hideaki is beaming for the first time since the race.
Oh my gosh. Only such a few days ago.
Look at me now, Dad. Look at me now.
Oh no! What does this become?
We got a complex, y'all.
Oh boy.
I will say, by the way, just to
also one about him. Let's be honest.
to add kind of flavor on the other side, when Mariama was explaining the ritual to you, there was like a lot of focus and a lot of like knowledgeable like commentary. Like she kind of talks to you about intent and how like, so the primary caster is going to, utilize nature and this is the ritual and kind of goes through it. Once you're picked, Hideaki, like she kind of tutors you through what you have to do. And then for the secondary checks, she kind of explains like this is far more about intent and kind of adding to the magic of the ritual. Hideaki will be the source of the magic. You will simply be lending the flavor to the magic, if that, so to speak. And for mechanic-wise, like you can pick between crafting, intimidation, occultism, or performance. And each of these will be flavored in their own way, because the point of this ritual is to keep Fae out. So you could add to the magic with your intimidation, or add to the magic with your crafting to ensure the precision. And, you can flavor whatever these secondary checks are to add to the magic. Realistically, you're basically warding the area with cold iron bells, and you're going to be protecting it from the influence of the first world. Fae creatures feel uncomfortable within the area, and all physical attacks against them are considered cold iron for the purpose of their weakness and resistances. The way it's going to work is you're going to take these bells and you're going to set them up in 3 squares within the area. So usually like the entrance, right? This like little storage space, because you know that they came from here. So, we have to have at minimum 1 secondary caster. But if both of you wish to contribute, we can.
So did you say that we could do any check, or there were specific ones that we had to go with?
Crafting, intimidation, occultism, or performance.
Just dancing around.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm still not feeling well, so Ark, you may be a better secondary than me on this one.
We
I
may
think
be
you're just a
able
better
to.
caster.
We may be able to both help. You do know the. He kind of like points, like puts his hand over like your body, as in like insinuating the curse earlier, and says like the occult arts. Yes.
As he's struggling to find the words, I just say, "With."
A little bit, yeah. I know a little bit about occultism. I mean, it's not my best knowledge point, but I know a little bit about it.
It can be your choice. I have read on similar rituals, and I will help with the magic circle and setting up the oils. So I'll roll crafting.
Okay. For difficulty and like performance, or not performance, but like success standards, the primary caster has a harder task here. You're going to be taking the brunt of this. For the way rituals work is kind of interesting when it comes to secondary casters. If you succeed on your check, it does nothing. The only way you add is if you critically succeed. But you still need a minimum of 1 for this. And failure does affect it as well. So you do need at least 1. Like I said, both of you can add to it and have a higher chance of, critically succeeding and all that. But that's just how it's going to go for checks.
So just so that I make sure I say it before we go, before we begin the ritual, I'm going to cast guidance on Hideaki.
Okay.
To try and cancel out that stupefy that we got going on still.
I love it.
Okay, my push to talk has died. I apologize.
Oh no.
So I'm gonna try. Here we go. Okay. Technical difficulties. I apologize. The other thing about effects that, like a spell or other influences to the thing, this will take an hour. The ritual takes an hour. Okay. Only effects that last the full duration will have any effect.
Okay.
So guidance in this case
not gonna help.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Then never mind.
Oh no.
Okay. Let's get to it. So Mariama assists you with kind of laying everything out and then kind of takes a step back to let you run the ritual and kind of complete the circle of like finding these gremlins and trying something new out that's been put together. Secondary casters always go first in these checks. So Star, not Star, that's you.
Who's
Airfay. My bad. No. Star, suddenly you're there.
Oh, fuck.
Airfay.
I don't know magic.
This school
What am I gonna
sucks.
do? Why are there fox people here?
That would be so cool, though. Okay.
Yeah, there would probably be more like, this is so awesome.
A future con coming soon.
Airfay kind of helps with the preliminaries and takes a step back along with Mariama. Ark, go ahead and make your crafting check.
What's my DC?
You ought to know.
I probably shouldn't for hero point purposes.
Mm-hmm.
I think if I don't roll a nat 20, I'm probably hero pointing.
Okay. You do you.
All right, I rolled a 16 total, so I'm hero pointing.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Right,
Oh, no.
I rolled 12 total. It's still not a critical fail, but whatever.
Yeah.
Not a critical success either.
That's
okay.
definitely true.
DC, well, so for sure, by the way, Airfay is not joining, right? the secondary casting.
I don't know what I would do to help.
Okay.
But
That's
I also
perfectly
feel like
valid.
I should because I should be doing something. So I guess maybe what I would do is Arafe would try and like up the performance, try and put the bells in. You already did bells. Just kind of like I don't know, make
No,
sure
but-
Hideaki's in the right spot and try and just
Here,
get right. Yeah, right there. I think right there will work
Do it
better.
with confidence. You have a lot of diplomacy, right?
I have a ton of diplomacy.
All right, so flavoring it kind of like that, like you could try to use your diplomacy to, through performance in this case, because that's what's required,
Mhm.
coach Hideaki on like, all right, when you do this, do it with confidence, feel it, you know, put your meaning behind it, that type of stuff to assist
Make
with
sure
the
you
performance of the whole
yell
thing.
and use it from like your belly, not from your chest, and it makes
Diaphragm.
diaphragm.
All right. That's why I lose my voice all the time. Good.
You there?
See?
Perfect.
When you want to hit those good low notes, you got to use your stomach.
All right.
Right here.
Go ahead. There you go. Performance check then, or diplomacy
Yes.
check?
Performance.
Mm.
That's.
I'm gonna go ahead and hero point the only thing I got.
Okay. All right. 21.
Oh, I don't know if
Still
that's enough to
still
do it,
probably
but
not it.
Okay.
That's like DC.
better than a
15,
5. Better than a 5, though. I didn't critically fail it then.
for sure.
All right. For secondary checks, the DC is 16. It was 16 exactly.
So good thing I hero pointed then.
What would have been
Oh,
a success
That,
for
oh,
art?
hero point, that's rough, bro. Oh.
Yeah, that's okay. But Arafai did do a regular success, not a critical success. So what happens? What happens? Well, for success, no bonus or penalty. So Arafai ended up not making impact necessarily. But the failure imbues a -4 circumstance penalty to the primary check.
Wow.
Yes.
Holy shit. That's a lot.
Pathfinder be brutal, y'all.
And now, the DC.
One.
Eric.
DC is pretty high for here. Oh, replacement nuggie for Arafai.
Thank you.
Eric.
Hey.
Now I might not die. Yay.
Now, so between the two of you, flavor how that trip up happens necessarily. But Hideaki, it is your turn to shine.
Yeah, I think Ark is like holding all the oils, and at some point of the ritual goes to give Hideaki the like bone oil, and instead it's like the mushroom oil or something. And he's like, "Oh, sorry, this is not the correct one. Hold on." And he like begins holding up all the oils to the light, like trying to find out which one's the correct one, like in the middle of the ritual.
Yeah, like stutters through it. Yeah.
Kind of in the middle of something.
All right.
That's not important.
Let's
That's
go
fine.
ahead and make a nature check. Remember, this is harder, so it's definitely more than a DC 16.
Yeah, so it's a -5 then? Because the
No.
-4 and the
Oh.
stupefy?
Well, it depends on if I'm casting a. Oh, no, I'm not casting. Never mind. It's fine.
I think.
Okay.
Hold on, there is casting rules for that.
I've been talking to you all day. We've had a good day today. You and I. Hideaki.
Two votes
D20.
of the dice. I think there was something about as with other downtime activities, fortune and misfortune effects can't modify your checks for the ritual, nor can bonuses or penalties that aren't active throughout the process. It sounds like it does still affect it because it's active throughout the process
-5.
and it's not fortune or misfortune.
So it's a -5, and I have a +3 to nature. So whatever I roll, -2.
Wait. Okay.
Right, that sounds right.
You said that like we can't meet the DC then.
Probably not.
Unless I roll a natural 20.
Because then it's automatically a critical success.
So, let's see what we get.
Unless hear me out. That if the natural 20 doesn't meet the DC, how Pathfinder rules work, it just bumps it up one, so it bump it up from a failure to a success.
Correct. It would be a regular success. You're right.
Shall we?
Let's do it.
Do it.
Do it. Get the popcorn out. Drum roll.
That's a 12.
You have a hero point.
I'm going to go ahead and use it here. I have 2 hero points.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Here
So,
it comes.
Stress.
level
Natural
14
one.
minus 2, 12. Here we go.
All right, wait, before you roll. Oh, too late. Okay.
I already rolled. It's slower.
Oh.
Oh no!
What is the final?
It's a 10.
Okay. That's a critical failure. You guys, you guys need a fucking break. Like, this is not fair.
It's our first
Listen,
3
we know
days
who
at
can give
school,
us a
right?
break.
But
Yeah,
man, would have been that first roll would have been a great fortitude save, eh?
But I used a lucky bones.
Yeah.
You did.
Give me a reroll.
Gave it a chance.
So you're saying there's a chance? Yeah.
All right. So you guys are conducting this ritual, and it is like an hour-long ritual. As it finally kind of culminates and you finish the ritual, there's definitely an impact. Like, you feel magic the whole hour. Like, it is 100% like you're casting something. It's not like there's just absolutely nothing there. And it kind of ends, and you feel some energy kind of like wash out over the areas where the bells were placed, and kind of look around and wait, and nothing. And
What was supposed to
then
happen?
you hear like a little creak,
Jumanji.
I don't like that.
and then you hear like in I think it was Undercommon.
Again, I'm the only one that understands it.
Yes. A
Fuck.
voice that you recognize, Hideaki, going, "Oh fuck, shit," and some more scampering. It's not, as you look around. I'm assuming you're looking around for the source of this.
I say
And
it out
Miriama's
loud.
like, yeah.
I say it out loud. Well, did everyone? Was it just in my head, or did everyone hear? But I'm the only one that understood it.
No, like the faint creaking after a while, because there's like this moment of silence after it's like done, where
Right.
everyone's kind of like waiting, and
Okay.
all of you heard this little like creak.
Oh no, the voice.
Yep, the voice too.
Okay.
Although only you understand it.
Okay. They're still here.
Well,
They never
if you
left.
look around, it's not hard to see. Do you remember where the light sticks were strewn on the ground? Let me bring you guys back to the storage barn here.
I was gonna say no, but we had a map.
I would like to state my intent if I do see one.
Absolutely.
The minute I see one, I am casting Electric Arc. Because and Jacob's fine. Hideaki fucking hates these motherfuckers.
So you turn around, and there's this area where the sun, they're called sun rods. I'll bring this here. You see the square I just highlighted?
Yeah.
Yes.
The sun rods shining through now show this sort of crack under the tile of this floor, as one of the Pugwampis seem to have been drawn to this ritual as opposed to taken away from it. And he recognizes you all and is just like, "Oh, hells. Don't mind me, just felt something just go." Yeah, and electric arc comes shooting right after it. It's not fully out from under, so it's gonna have a little bit of cover.
Totally fine.
But go for it. We'll bring him here. And by the way, it's the same Brooklyn one. The one that annoyed you.
Oh yeah, that's exactly why Electric is happening. No doubt about
Yeah.
it. It's a reflex. It's a reflex save.
Okay, let me grab that real quick because I do not have them.
Oh, and if there's another one in the room, I can target too.
Yeah, no, you do not see another one.
Just checking.
Too many things. 1 second.
God.
Hideaki's out to kill things.
Y'all are doing great, and I'm sure that
love
Tal
you.
is
Love you, Maria.
absolutely still. No, it's listen, it's
We
fine.
miss you.
No, and like this isn't me being like, God, I wish I was there. This is like, I'm sure Tal is fine and totally exactly where you left them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
No,
Me
it's
too.
perfectly fine. All right, here we go. Sorry.
They're just on their character arc.
Art or arc?
Arc.
Character arc 2?
Yep.
It is a 21 reflex save.
Level 1. Level
Saves
1.
or doesn't save?
I'm not even answering you, sir.
Well,
Sorry. Well, because it still does.
Satisfaction, ma'am.
normal success, half damage.
It's a 16. It would be the DC.
Okay. All right. No, but it's not a
Yeah.
critical success, so it's still half damage. Absolutely.
It's a basic reflex, so I don't think it's any.
It is half.
Yeah. So
Oh,
It is-
still have? Okay, cool.
yeah, that's
Well,
what.
then
So when you
I'll
have a
take it.
basic reflex, that's
Okay.
exactly what
I
that
thought it
means.
was no thingy whatever. Cool. Well, then in that case, 5 electricity damage down to 2.
Perfect.
That makes
All
me
right,
feel
and so
a
you
lot
do
better.
like it catches them as they like immediately try to like scamper back down in there, and like the thing closes out from like the floor tile. Miriyama is like, oh, okay, so that did the opposite effect. And she's like taking notes on like what you guys did with the ritual or however. That's okay. That's okay. Good reflexes though, Hideaki. Like that was impressive. Okay, so we know how they got in here now, but you know what? That's okay. You guys are tired. Why don't we just go back? I'll let them know. And she's like eyeing like the whole like where they came out of. To take a look at that. All right, so I just kind of like picking up the bells and like ushering y'all.
Ark is like looking around for a second and mouths and like lowly, but probably enough to be heard by everyone. Clearly, the ritual that was just made needs to be reworked.
Maybe. You know, user errors thing can't be totally.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Oh, okay.
Don't do that.
All right. she
Nope.
she takes for once takes like the hit.
Take the L. Just take the L for us,
Yeah.
all right?
All right,
Just give us this one.
Yeah.
If you guys are allowing it, we'll usher you out of there and
Sure.
close the door and like kind of like shove it like a broom handle through it again to make sure that like
Yeah.
for now we'll keep them in there.
Yeah. I'll kind of spin around to what are the pronouns again? Just making sure.
She, her.
She, her. I'll turn around to her and I'll just say, I have to be really honest. I feel like this is something somebody else can wrap this up.
That's fine. No, like that's totally fine. And she does like kind of look like at you all with like some pity, like not in a bad way, but in a like she's the kind of person that like y'all are having a bad day, so she's gonna be like an upper because it's fine, like this and everything is fine. But when it gets to a certain point of being so bad, she's like tries to be a little bit more understanding. And she's just like, no, like you're cool. Again, like this is about magical theory more than anything. It's not really about those guys. It was to show you guys how we kind of crafted a ritual from something else, and I think you guys learned really well with that. So I think you guys did great, honestly. walks you guys out of there.
Thank you.
Before we all leave, I think Art would, if alone if possible, with her. If not, still say it and say, if somebody else does take care of it, I would like to help.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't know what exactly it's gonna be. It's getting late, so I'll probably seems that'll hold them in for now. But like we'll I'll let the teachers know, and we could definitely I'll let them know that you're interested.
Sure.
Okay. Hey, look. Still better than a cult.
That story's happening sometime.
Deal. And kind of like.
Do you guys want to go see if Tal wants dinner?
Yeah,
Sure.
I think getting some food would. We can't mess that up, right?
There's like no audible, just work like he's putting an airplane in.
Yes, like. Okay, so and what Mariama does is like as you guys kind of because it's like a little circular campus as you guys head towards the dorms, she branches off to go towards one of the buildings. All right. It is getting later, for sure, because I mean, not only you have to prep for the ritual itself took an hour, so it's definitely been like a couple hours. I'm gonna do one thing here. 1 second.
Thanks, prediction result, for just like putting salt in that wound.
What was the
The prediction was
Whether
whether
or not
not
we'd
at the ritual, yes or
succeed.
no.
Well,
2,000 points said no. How dare you all?
I want you all to know that I take this personally.
Hello,
Murder
Raiders!
hobos and
Oh my
chocobos,
goodness!
welcome.
Hello.
You're lucky Elaine's here now because I would chastise you. I don't know why
So
I'm
you
preaching
guys
now.
are gonna head
Sorry.
back.
Carrick, to be fair,
As-
was most of those points.
Yeah, that tracks.
Amazing.
Sorry,
Alright,
Syrup.
let me make sure I have everything here.
Okay.
Go ahead. As you guys like head back, there is like it's kind of cleared out. Like probably a lot of people have already gone to dinner, and so probably like it's just definitely quieter in the halls of like the dorm. So you guys go on and head into the dorms, the quieter areas, to go check in on Tal. You go to their room, knock on the door. Essie's still out there, by the way. Actually, Essie's been shaded out, so we'll say that Okoro is actually kind of just chilling there with, looks like the same book that Essie had.
Evening, Okoro.
Oh, hey.
We were just gonna check to see if Tal wanted to go to dinner. So you might not have to sit out here if she is up for it. Or if they're up for it.
I was told to keep them here. But it's just dinner. I mean, y'all will watch them, right? Like,
Absolutely. We know what's going on.
yeah, no, for sure. All right. Yeah,
But of course,
yeah,
it's
go
if
for
they
it.
want to go in, first of all, so.
Yeah, no, for sure.
We knock on the door.
I do not knock. I open the door.
Oh, okay. So Erica goes to knock on the
Because
door,
there's no
and
door.
Miyaki just jumps in front and
100%.
opens it. Like,
100%.
Amazing. All right, you open the door. There's no towel around.
Did
Tal?
they go to dinner already?
Okoro, did Tal come out the door?
What? No. What he's kind of like scrambling up from like sitting like in the hallway, on like this little pillow, and like kind of like looks into the room and like, oh no, oh no.
Is there
You
anything
know,
wrong with the room? Like it's like a window broken or anything?
Tal, is the window open?
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, Nim is sitting on the windowsill.
Nim, can you show us where Tal went? Please?
Nim is as Tal's familiar, it's kind of complicated because it's not like Eidolons, right? It's not like that they're one with Tal, but they do still listen to Tal. So did Tal leave them with instructions or anything like that?
Yes. That I will DM you.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. As a side note, not to detract from this sad situation, but place the thing I said Ark would say after the ritual. During like all that scene that went down prior to the ritual, Ark had. They were talking about like, should we go get Tal because they're part of the team, and then based on a comment that Hideaki said, Ark had this thought that Ark was trying to use it as a learning moment because Ark doesn't know like literally anything about teams and stuff, and so
Right.
Ark had this thought that passed through their brain of, okay, so like personal feelings and aspiration are more important than the team. Because Hideaki had said something along the lines of, no, I really want this just to be done today. So there's no reason to wait for Tao, basically. So that was Ark's like spark in his brain of like basically future note, Ark decided, blah blah blah.
Okay. So Arafe, when you ask like Nim, it looks kind of like out the window, but then does this little like kind of like circle scurry on the windowsill and hopped from the windowsill onto like the bed towards y'all.
She went to sleep.
I'm gonna look under the bed.
Okay. I mean, it's not like you're searching for something.
All of Tal's stuff would have been down there. Like Tal's
Okay.
bag and everything would have been under the bed.
Okay. Yeah, so you see all of Tal's things, but no
Tal.
immediate Tal. Yeah.
Okay.
Is there anything of note about your things? The answer could be no.
Not really. I mean, it all kind of seems to be it doesn't look like Tal is unpacked basically at all.
Right.
It's like they're living out of this kind of larger bag, and there's not really anything like in the room practically at all except for like the things that were in the room.
Right. Okay.
I'll lean a shoulder over to oh my god, what's the familiar's name again? Sorry.
Nim.
Nim.
I was like, Tal! The familiar's name is Tal!
Surprise, roll reversal, everyone.
I'm the captain now. Offering a familiar left shoulder, if he'll take it.
Yeah. Nim, it scurries up.
I should have left over Nozan here.
Ark is gonna.
This is my fault.
So here's the thing. Tell me real quick. How many times a day can you summon your Eidolon? Because technically, you went down earlier.
I think it's just a 3-action thing.
It's a 3-action. Yeah,
called
that's
manifest.
what it
I
is.
wasn't sure if there was a limit on it. Okay.
It's called like
perfect.
manifest Eidolon or something.
That's exactly what it's
Yeah.
called. Yep, 3 actions.
Cool. Just want to double check. Perfect. So, yep. Okay, you do.
Art walks out of the room at a high pace.
Okoro kind of like looks into the room, looks like you seem to be doing something, and scurries after you.
I would like to look out the window and see if there seems to be any indication that Tal went out the window and
Sure.
if there's a direction that they're going.
I send
Okay.
Overnosa out to do exactly the same thing.
Okay, so why don't we basically make this kind of like a little bit more of an investigation, whether like from inside and outside and everything. So go ahead and make some perception checks.
And Ark is looking to track down a teacher.
That's what I was
Okay.
hoping you would say. Because 17.
Or
Oof. Okay, for a natural one, so that's a critical failure. For you, so from kind of like from inside the room, you look out the window. I mean, it's rained on and off all day. But this kind of immediate area under like the overhang of like the building, you don't see anything from over here. What was it for Overnosa and you?
17.
17. Okay. So you kind of go out from around. Overnosa goes outside and is like looking around. You hear his voice in your head, and you can tell like basically from right close to the window, the ground is still relatively dry, but out here you see like recent mud tracks, relatively like paw prints, basically cutting to like the right of one of the pillars.
I open the door to Tal's room and go on to knock on. Where is the list of the peoples in the thing?
Hey, bro.
Glider Boy. Yep. So,
Yeah, so
and
right
I knock on
across.
his door. Yep.
Yeah, there's no answer. It is like dinner time around.
Is the door unlocked?
Yes.
I open the door.
Mhm. There's no one in there.
I'm looking for one thing.
Yep.
the glider.
Is
The
it there?
glider. Yes, it is.
I go and grab the glider.
Mhm.
And I spin back around to Arafe. Apologize for me later. I'm gonna go jump off the tallest thing I can fucking find and try to see if I can catch up.
Okay.
This is stupid. I leave.
Amazing. So easily enough, you know about the pillar. Probably the easiest way to go. Arafe, where are you staying? There? Are you going with Ark? Are you following Hideaki?
I'm actually gonna go out the window, even though I didn't see anything. Like,
Sure.
since they seem to be going out the front door, I'm gonna take the window option to see if I can find anything.
Sure. I mean, assuming that you saw like Overnosa like find something over there, you can climb out the window, kind of following Tal's footsteps. They had like you see now that's been pointed out to you like the some footsteps going out, basically like away from the building.
Mm-hmm. So I guess I'd like to follow those to the best of my ability.
Yeah, absolutely. So, go ahead and for this, there's stuff. Let's survival. I think makes sense. But always love.
No, I think
anybody
survival
convincing me
would
otherwise.
be great.
I
Please don't be a one again.
I can throw 2 things out there. So
Sure.
survival is like tracking and everything. Diplomacy is used to like talk to people and gather information within a city.
Yeah. Yep. I guess at this point she'd just be trying to follow the tracks because it's the more immediate function. I got a 21 for that.
Perfect. Once you had like the head of the trail, it is not difficult for you to follow it. The rain makes for soft ground and relatively simple tracks to find. Also can kind of tell with that check that like it's not, these aren't like running footsteps, right?
Okay.
These aren't like an intense like
This isn't an escape. This is a casual
just
walk.
yeah, just like a walk away. So let's look at Ark real quick. So Ark with Okoro in tow are off to find a teacher.
A teacher or like the first knowledgeable person they think they find, whether that's Essie or even Miriama.
Okay. I mean, so as you head out from the Spire dormitory, the closest like trail, like actual walking path, is not far from the dining hall. So kind of a little bit of ways away, you do kind of see people walking out of it or in like towards it. And then the where you last found your teacher was kind of the other side of campus.
Okay. I mean, just making their way to the other side of campus, but keeping eyes out the whole time for anyone relatively knowledgeable
Okay.
that they know they wouldn't talk to a stranger.
Okay. So you'd see Essie, and you would see them talking to Habram.
Okay. Then then Art would come up to both of them and say, "Excuse me,
Yeah.
do you know anything about myokinids? We learned of them. They poisoned us. Where do people go when poisoned by myokinids?"
Oh, and so given like the fact that they were also informed of this like just now and were part of the team that was treating you, they were kind of informed a little bit about that, and somebody had done like the research when treating Tal. So Habram just like defaulting to Essie's like, well, kind of a little bit concerned, but not yet asking why. They tend to seek out the nearest mycenoid colony.
Do you know where that would be?
Specifically, no. The
Do you know
why?
who would know?
Why? What's going on?
Do you know who would know?
Ark, what is going on? And Okoro at this point, like, really, really, like, flustered and almost, like, can't believe that, like, this happened on his watch. Is just like, Tal's gone? And, like, the look that crosses Habram's face of, like, what? Okay, look, hold on. And Habram jogs inside to like the dining room, and in like 4 like seconds, basically, out come like almost everybody from the Spire dormitory that you guys have like talked to, like glowing strands of glowing dawn and both her kids in tow, and. So then Habram, Okoro's there. I'm trying to see. Mariama's not back because she was going somewhere else. And Ignacy as well. Kind of come out with Habram. And Essie's like, okay, look. Ark, probably towards the jungle. But I checked on her before we left. And they weren't gone when I was gone. When I was leaving. So they couldn't have gotten far, so I wouldn't go to the jungle just yet. We're going to fan out. We're going to search the area, and we're going to head towards the jungles. Pairs of 2. All right?
Art nods at the pairs of 2 and then goes off alone.
That sounds about right.
Sounds about right. All right, so, however, there is now a search party out for Tal as well, from a handful of people. So, Hideaki, because you're going to an extreme measure first, we're going to and by the way, for you, Arafe, like through your tracking, it's not long before like one of the duos, like one of the pairs sees you and like can catch up with you, so we'll have you basically aid their checks because you're
Okay.
on a trail already. And then
Okay.
Hideaki, you're gonna go ahead and make your own. All right.
Sorry, I'm gonna interrupt real quick. What are the chances I saw Hideaki climbing on, like, since we're kind of right outside where we normally are, the dorms, that I saw Hideaki climbing or jumping with the hang glider?
Hideaki.
I'm not hiding.
You left swiftly, so I don't. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm. It's
You make that
green. It's a green flamboyant thing too. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's whatever.
Okay.
He one track mind.
Yeah, if at any point of the conversation, and you can decide this, Hideaki, but if at any point of the conversation Ark was having that he found that out and saw Hideaki, he would bullhorn and yell, "They said towards the jungle," like even if he was already in the air on the hang glider.
Perfect.
Okay. Perfect.
Given higher ground, and like I said, there's no checks needed to jump up on that spire. As a reminder, Overnosa has gliding abilities, so Overnosa can get up there as well.
I'm very aware.
We're gonna have you. I'm gonna. Don't normally. No. Okay. Well, you're gonna have a +4 to your perception check,
Okay.
Hideaki, for this.
Okay.
But I believe both you and Overnosa get to roll for something like this.
Yeah, like in because it's really interesting because last time the things were opposite. Like Overnosa kind of flew up there, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he didn't have time. He was like, "There's no time for talking. I'm out of here." And so he, like, as he kind of climbs up. Oh, no time for anxiety. No time for anxiety. Focus. Focus. And he jumps.
Okay. Let's do two things. Before you make your perception check, you've never flown a hand glider before, ever.
Totally.
So, what do you want to roll? I love asking this.
Diplomacy. Hand glider. Come on.
Chalk it up. Chalk it up. We could probably an athletics check makes the most sense.
It won't matter. It's really
okay.
bad.
All right. Oh no.
I kind of. I'm okay with whatever happens. Let's go. Yeah, that's terrible. Hero point.
Okay. All right.
Holy shit, that's fantastic. That is a natural 19 for a 19.
Beautiful. For a 19. I was gonna like, and yep, there it is. Okay. So you jump off.
Yep.
And like you said, no anxiety, because first you jump up on there,
which means anxiety.
Yeah, and you hold this hand glider out,
Yep.
and you're like, I have no idea how to hold this, and so you were holding it in like the middle beam of it and jumped, and that was your pre-hero point. And there's a split second where you're like, it's gonna catch the wind, and you're like, oh, this makes no sense, and you like shift your grip to either side to hold on, and that's good enough. And off you go. So now make a perception check with a +4. Star, go. You want to do survival again?
Yeah, I would be continuing just to follow these tracks. So
okay, and then Arc.
Arc will just Perception, yeah.
Okay, and I'm gonna roll for the other students as well.
Arc's super crappy at perception. What if I make a society check instead? No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, if you wanted to do diplomacy, you're able to ask around if anybody's seen them.
I mean, my perception's a 2 and my diplomacy's a -2, so I'll take perception.
Fine, fair enough.
Perception also, like, Arc went on his own, so.
Okay. All right, perception 12. Arc.
Oh, yeah. The best.
Give me more numbers.
Perception 12 Arc.
What did you guys roll?
Oh,
Oh.
11.
9.
Okay. No. Okay.
I don't think you understand the failure cascade that has been happening to us since the mushroom incident.
I see it. It
It's
hurts.
called depression.
Too close. Hideaki, was that with the +4?
It wasn't actually. Thank you for asking. That would be a
Yes.
13.
Okay. Which puts you an eke above Arc.
Wow.
Okay.
Just like Boulder Parchment Shoes.
Love you, Waffles. I love you so goddamn much. Oh my
right.
god.
So there's this tense, like, and it's like raining again and everything.
Yeah.
Like, there is this intensity to this moment where, like, everybody's searching, everybody's going different directions, and Airfay, you are on the trail at first, like, easy enough, right? You're finding them. The problem comes in when the footsteps and what you're tracking go onto a trail where it's much harder to, like, find them or anything. So then it just kind of goes downhill from there, and you kind of join one of the teams looking to, like, to go from there. And yeah, watching Maria here with all the feels. I love it. All right, so Hideaki, this is insane. If you take a second to think about what you're doing, this is insane. But you're
It's not. It's not.
Well, okay.
I get where you're going.
Yeah, I mean, like, being on a hand glider. Like, if you were to take a second to think about that.
Right.
Right.
I'll put it this way. It was the jumping that was insane. Now that he's in the air, he's focused on one catfolk friend.
Perfect. So you...
Not to correct you, I'm just giving you context.
No, for sure. You do it smart. You saw that Airfay had a trail, and that we're going in a specific direction. So you jump and start gliding in that direction. You're not taking to the air indefinitely, so it does kind of, like, basically pull you, we'll say, I'm going to pick it on the map here, towards where you had previously ran. So right over the little bit of forest and trees towards the empty kind of field. And you're going to be hitting, like, you're descending at this point.
Totally fine.
And what you realize is kind of between the buildings, close to the end of campus, like right before you hit over the bridge towards campus, there's, like, right where I pinged, there's another little outcropping of trees, and you see, like, maybe pale fur from under that tree.
If I do, how far away am I from Overnosa right now?
Overnosa was tracking as best as possible, like, underneath. So there are ways, like, behind you, but they're following you from ground. You're just faster than them.
Okay. Because I'll tell you what I want to do, and let's see if it works. Because if that's the case, I'm going to... so this will take a couple of seconds to do. But I want to dismiss Overnosa, remanifest above what I think is Tal's head, and glider form.
Okay. So they're kind of, like, under a tree, so you get as close as you can and kind of, like, glide under there. Meanwhile, you're gonna have to navigate your landing and ideally miss these trees and get into the field. Okay,
Sure.
to try to smooth your landing. So go ahead and make me a reflex saving throw as you try to land after you remanifest.
13.
Okay. Not the smoothest landing in the world, but definitely no injury. It doesn't matter. You're focused on something else.
100%.
All right. Tal didn't make it far. Tal, why don't you describe kind of like your state currently?
So they are leaned up against this tree, and I think they are they're exhausted from the entire day's everything, from the emotional drain of everything, from still being freaking poisoned or whatever. And so they're leaned up against this tree, and they're not really sleeping, but they're definitely not awake. Oh, they were exhausted and now they're dead. Yes, absolutely. Well, absolutely.
I feel bad, but I saw him giggle, and
No.
that's when I looked at chat.
That's exactly well because I giggled and then he giggled. Yeah, it's
Unacceptable.
I'm sorry.
Carrick, they look super tired, but
Outcast
luckily
people.
death is restful. Yeah. No, but they are shivering because they're soaked. They're absolutely soaked, and are like visibly shaking from being outside for who knows how long.
Mm-hmm.
long enough.
Yeah. But yeah, Overnose is there. And you can close the distance easy enough.
Yeah. As I do, I just walk up and take a moment and just say, when are you going to realize that you're stuck with me? And I'm going to attempt to pick them up.
I mean, they have nothing. They have nothing. They are, for like mechanical terms, technically unconscious. They did pass out. They're exhausted. They're basically asleep. Like a train could go right next to them and probably would not wake them up because they are so
Yeah.
exhausted.
They were going very slowly. They just opened the window and they got out, and then they went, and then they were like under tree cover for a while, and then they rested, and then they tried to keep going, and then they ended up here. Like it, slow going. It's just a matter that nobody found them along the way, and that's it. Like that was all their energy. So easy enough. You just scoop them up.
Like as soon as I do, there's a moment of just like whimpering and just like an almost break, but a win.
Right. Yeah.
And he starts, and the rain hits, and we're not sure if it's tears or rain. But he starts walking back to the campus.
Arafe, you were headed in this direction.
Yeah, I assume I saw Hideaki land.
Yeah.
So I guess I would have run up and see that he has Tal in his arms, and just go, are they okay?
I don't know, but I think they're at least alive.
Okay.
Oh, and Overnosa has the hand glider in her mouth.
Okay. Just like carrying it back.
Like a dog, but with a branch that's too big.
Yeah. Try, but it's like an intelligent creature, so it's this like kind of shameful walk, yet like trying to delicately like.
It's like I know.
Yes, I
The
see how this
chickens
looks.
again.
I'm
I
aware.
know. Yeah.
All right.
But-
Go ahead.
I guess if you can get them back to the dorms, and I'll run and see if I can get something warm for them to eat, so that when they wake back up, hopefully soon, we can help warm them a bit. And she's gonna take off towards the cafeteria because it's the only thing she can think to do at this point.
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely. As you take off, like you'll pass like a couple search parties, and it's not hard to like
I'll let them know.
let everybody know, and the word spreads. And Ark, you
Arc bullhorns.
soon find it.
Yeah, bullhorn. Oh,
Yeah.
by the way, Erica, as you're leaving, you just hear hot soup,
Yep.
please.
Yep.
Hot soup.
That's the plan. Hot soup and hot chocolate. Not a good
the-
combo, but we're gonna get both.
There's you can't hear it, but it's just like yes.
The hot chocolate may be for Hideaki.
I just come back with a tray.
Yeah. when you tell Lamusi, who, as a reminder, is the kind of the chef that runs the dining room, like, it is no problem at all. They go the extra mile to help. Like, they take one of the student workers and are just like, go grab, and like, more than you ever intended. You were like, I'm just gonna get some soup or whatever, and then she has somebody just like basically with an extra pair of hands just walk with you back, and they don't normally do takeaway. That's like, it's kind of one of those things of like, come to the dining room, eat what you got, come out. Like, it's not.
I went to go get soup. I came back with White Castle.
Like,
the big box
she
of
goes
White
the extra
Castle.
mile, and kind of gives you that care package, like, you know, like little things of like just simple foods like rice wrapped in some like leaves and tied up and like that kind of stuff, and you get sent back with plenty of food for a little bit for them.
Ark.
And then as I get back in, if those potions are still sitting on that table, I'm gonna grab those.
Right. Yep.
Ark didn't go to get food, and instead, I assumed we took Tal back to her room prior to like getting food and stuff for rest purposes.
Yeah.
Ark would have sat in the room, just in a corner way far away from Tal, not comfortable with it, but having decided that everybody else failed to keep Tal in their room.
You are not alone because Overnosa is at the window and Hideaki is at the door.
Perfect.
So, Arafe, you walk back
With a
into the
feast.
room with food. You walk past a Hideaki. A lot of emotion happening there, but there's Hideaki. Look into the room. Like, everything is, it's like this weird like three-pointed like surrounding with a drenched, looking just so small in this bed, Tal.
Why don't we eat dinner in here?
You asked that like if there was any other option.
I know. But yeah, so like I will give out the food, put some as close to Tal as possible to try and see if they'll wake up. But I also think in that meantime, since Ark and Hideaki are watching them, I'm gonna go and get towels and blankets and pillows and everything to bring back
Yeah.
into this room so that we can powwow and also put as much warmth onto Tal as we can.
Absolutely. So,
Yes, we are making a fort.
basically,
Pittsburgh.
with everybody showing their care in different ways, a very kind of like serious responsibility-esque, from what I'm gathering, everybody feel free to correct me, but responsibility-esque coming from like Hideaki. Like, this is what needs to happen. A stern, very like rigid, nothing else is going to happen, emanating from an Arc 2, and a almost like busying themselves energy of care coming from Arafe, who comes in and out of the room bringing just things of comfort.
Yeah, if I can add one thing. Ark also had, like, while yes, definitely stern and rigid, Ark also has an air of like untrust.
Okay. Maybe just kind of like the one area of the room that doesn't seem to like coincide with the rest.
Basically, yeah. Like, Ark's here because everybody else failed.
Tal, you rest as much as you need.
Oh, Tal sleeps very hard.
Yeah. as we end the session tonight.
I was gonna do one thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
I like kind of like seeing Ark's face. How did they not watch the window?
I
How did I not watch the window?
don't
I didn't even think
know.
about it.
I don't know. And he just kind of repeats that like 3 times, takes a deep breath, and says, I still think, as a team, we should have been together.
Sorts of different silent agreements, it seems, from everybody. Both the night comes forward and our episode comes to an end.
That's a mic drop right there.
Yeah.
We still haven't made another fortitude save. I just want to
I
point that out.
know.
To
Yeah.
everyone.
That happens in the morning,
I could
okay?
legitimately just die before I wake
It's
up, y'all.
about to happen.
I could
Yeah.
be dead
We're gonna.
in
Yeah,
the morning.
I mean, would Hideaki and I have drank our potion after Ark explained what it was in that time frame?
Yeah, so there's 2 things. So first of all, Ark, what is exactly that potion in terms of yeah.
Everybody will have a +2 item bonus, which, if they've already been treated, should be different because that's a circumstance bonus. So they'll get an extra +2, basically.
Perfect. And everybody's been treated to an extent that on and off throughout the entirety of the time for the additional bonus, like of 1 successful aid check, basically. So those being 2 different bonuses, those are all the pluses that you guys will get by morning. So I'm sure that's fed to Tal. I'm sure that you all take it.
So
Yep.
I have a question, and we can say no if we want to. Do we want to make the rolls now and deal with the consequences next time?
Yes.
Are you
Yes,
guys not
yes,
wanting
yes.
to be tortured by the fates of
Well, no,
the
I'd rather
future?
be tortured by preparing for potential
Yes.
catastrophe
Sure,
in the future.
sure.
Big Jacob, yes.
Besides, we have to
That's
end the
me.
episode one more time for it to be a nice
Of course.
threes. The rules of 3s, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Roll of 3s.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
So-
Let's do it.
So
I don't-
fortitude.
Hero points. No hero points.
I have 0 hero
use
points,
them?
by the way.
Did
I have
I use
1.
them?
I have 0.
Yeah,
I got
that's
1.
great.
Thank
That's
you.
Use
fair.
my hero point doing that stuff. By the way, the stealth check was a, what was it, a 14?
Yeah.
One
Wow.
above
Yeah.
the perception check that
Oh,
I think.
that's rough.
I think
I rolled
that-
13. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Awesome.
scared to touch this button.
Okay. I'm ready.
Right?
I'm ready. Everybody ready?
Just to double check, what is the +4 successful aid? Is it +4 or +2?
+2 for a normal aid, +4 for a critical success.
Okay. It's going to be a regular aid because I think that just makes the most sense when you're handling with NPCs.
Okay, so then we
So-
get 2 for the aid and 2 for the potion?
Yeah. So all
So
of this
4
is going to
total?
be for a +4.
+4.
You're going to
Oh
make
god.
a. Now,
Cool. So that's a minus
Plus-
3. Okay. Cool.
yes, you're still affected,
+10.
but
Yeah.
you're stupefied.
Okay.
So I think if you have the negative, like the condition already applied and like the
Yes.
blank at whatever number, it'll automatically deduct from your saving throws. So you just have to add +4 to whatever you roll.
Okay.
Although I realize now that Duval is not using the character sheet, so everything I said is
It's totally fine.
null and
No,
void.
that's valid.
It's totally fine.
Yeah. So
I'm ready for at least 1 critical fail.
I did not critically fail.
I'm so nervous. I don't want this.
Even-
Okay.
Duval
With-
did not critically fail. However,
He did not. I don't. Well, I rolled a
But-
21.
oh,
A 21.
oh, wow.
Okay.
Oh,
And now I
hero
can cry.
All
point.
of them.
Hero point. It's worse.
Oh no.
Here we go. Let's
But
play
is this with the
ball.
+4? Hold on.
With a
Yeah.
+4, it's 11.
Okay, you might not have critically
Yeah.
failed.
Yeah, that +4 is what got me to 21. All right, Tal.
9 plus 4 is 13.
13.
Pretty sure that's a fail too. If I remember correctly, it's 16. It's 15 or 16, I think.
more torturous for Hideaki to pass. This is ridiculous.
Well, that's because Hideaki's strong.
Tal, you have no hero points.
Oh,
I have
that hurt Jacob. Well played.
That was from Ark, not Waffles.
Yeah, yeah, that tracks. All right.
Report to Yalta. Yes, thank you.
Roll a disease stuff. Come on, Carrot. Give us a little bit, okay?
Carrick, have
Well-
you given a hero point yet this session?
Carrick gave a hero point to you at the beginning of the session.
Yep.
Listen,
you
Let it
can't-
happen.
Yeah, I was about to
Let
say,
it
it's
happen.
been like 10 seconds after the roll. We can't force the hero point here.
No.
Yeah,
It is
let
what
it
it
happen.
is.
It
It's
is what it is.
Okay, so what's everybody at?
Let's go.
11.
Okay.
Char-
13.
character death. No, I'm just kidding. I don't think. Can I be honest? I don't want to take away from the brevity of the situation. I don't know. I haven't been reading the same
Where's the
book as
brevity?
you, but if the dice don't get ridiculously crazy, I don't think Tao can die.
What do you mean?
It would be like 24 hit points for Tao to die because they're just going to drop to wounded. We're all in the room.
Yeah.
It's not about hit points, it's about the disease effects.
Yeah. Okay. So like there's a, oh yeah, okay. I guess there's a potential for the end of the disease to be death.
So I'm trying to make sure. So failure just moves you one down the track. So disclaimer, we don't fuck around with death and dying and that type of shit. So we're being very ensuring in the rules here.
Yep. Failure moves you one down the track. Obviously this wouldn't happen till the next morning, but the rolls are solidified.
Not gonna lie, I'm really glad that we did this now because I
Yeah.
think thinking about it for 2 more weeks would have driven me bananas.
I mean, it also
Okay.
gives Tal a chance to roll up a new character. So
If I need
Yeah, to ya, sister of
to.
Hideaki,
Yes.
morning comes, whatever sleep you got,
Not great.
and you feel better. That stupefied condition that you basically had is gone. You were in
Out with
stage
my
1.
anger.
You were in stage 1. You've gotten rid of the disease. You are no longer affected by this.
oh, nice! It doesn't even take 2 saves. That's amazing.
You just go up the track, right? You don't. Is it 2 saves to?
So it'll tell you. Some diseases say.
Oh, okay.
Some diseases say like it takes 2 saves in a row to get rid of this disease.
Don't take my hope away.
It would say on the disease. That's why I was like, oh, nice.
Totally cool.
Like,
No, I'm just kidding. It's fine.
Airfay.
No.
No.
Where's the
Don't
question
feel
mark?
so good in the morning. Two things. Over the course of the night, well, not really, but in the morning, you sort of like wake up with a cough as whatever these spores are seem to have spread through your body. I'm gonna roll your damage, okay?
Okay.
Do this out in the open. What are your total hit points?
20.
20.
Boy.
All right. Remember, this is stage 2, which
Do I have
makes
the
it
least
four-
amount of hit points?
Maybe. I have 19.
I got
Witches
15.
are squishy.
yeah.
Oops.
Yeah, I was about to say, summoners and life oracles are super tanky, and I'm a magus, so I'm not super tanky, but I put a lot into con because I fight
But they're
up close.
against net 20s.
Yeah. Like summoners and maguses are meant to be tank casters, which is kind of cool. They're like battle mages basically, but
Yeah.
witches are like wizards. Like they're squished.
All right, rolling out in the open.
Oh man.
Go.
What is this? 46.
46.
Eh.
2. 4.
All right, she can't die.
Can't die? Oh, okay. Fine. Then here you go. 3 and 3.
12. I go to 8 hit points.
Okay.
Hey, we'll take it.
You're stupefied 3. And
Again, no. No.
I was like, oh no, is there something I missed?
No.
Yeah.
What's superfied is
And-
Tau?
3.
She's about to be
Oh,
worse.
fuck.
And you, as you kind of come to consciousness, feel this pull to seek out the nearest mycenoid myceloid colony. This is a mental emotion effect, exactly the same as Tom.
What I thought.
We ain't never doing anything else but getting rid of this disease.
I know, it's like the next year is going to be
This
us
is
trying
correct.
to do this.
I said I was gonna blow those motherfuckers up, didn't I?
Next 14 sessions.
See, at least this time, there's 2 of you who are not going to be pulled to this thing.
Eric, you're killing me tonight, man.
Carrick is doing great.
And yeah, you guys wake up.
Does Tal wake up?
Cal is still in bed.
And now we just want to play more.
I know.
Right? Give me like 30 more minutes.
Listen, I'm okay playing a little later if y'all are okay playing a little later.
I mean, they haven't moved since you've seen them, like when they went to sleep last night.
I'll head over to the bed.
Okay. You watch Tal for a second, and they don't seem to be breathing.
Then I completely panic.
Mm-hmm.
Airfay?
Mm.
She's not breathing. They're not breathing.
Oh, okay. I suppose she's kind of confused at this point. Sorry, grabbing mine. Confused at this point with that pull to want to leave. So it's like she'll get up and go over, but not be able to concentrate on what she's doing.
Or can you get some money?
Sure.
What do you mean, sure? Hurry up!
He's moving.
I, like, seeing hesitation all around, and in absolute panic mode, even though he's not trained in any of this shit. But he's read about some stuff, and I'm gonna, if I can, see if I can resuscitate them or CPR or whatever. Even though I am not trained, I'm just
Yep.
I mean,
doing what I can.
I think on the way out, for sake of like seeing all of this transpire, like literally on like most efficient you've ever seen, probably 3 steps on the way out the door, Art turns back and attempts to cast Stabilize.
Okay.
You see like this electric energy kind of pulse out of his fingers and over Tao's body,
Where?
basically.
This is magic. This is, you can connect to it. You can feel if it succeeds or not. It does not. Hideaki, you are in a panic looking over Tal, and they're not moving. They're not breathing. This is not like anything else. They are dead.
Just grab the body and start running. Teacher, following arc. I made a promise.
Okay.
All right, I got one last thing. So, arc runs basically outside. Probably Hideaki, like, behind him carrying the body. Probably Arfe and
Yeah.
Bullhorns, cups his hands, and says, "We need a divine caster. There has been a death on campus."
Okay.
Yeah, and just, where is everyone? Like, he's totally just...
Yeah, and you hear like the starts of things stirring and everything. I'm going to say this. I want to I don't care how many times, check myself here to
Sure.
ensure that this is correct and that everything is rules correct here. The stage 3. So you were in stage 2. You failed the check. Stage 3, it says the creature dies.
I mean, yeah.
Okay. Like, that's all I have.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
if it
No-
doesn't
no-
say,
not
like,
much to debate there.
yeah, the closest thing I could see debating if it says the creature begins dying. Like, then I could see,
Right.
like, dying 1 or something. But
Yeah,
if it
yeah,
says the creature
right.
dies, like, you
Wow.
pass all that.
Yeah. There's one other thing that occurs, but it does not occur yet. Okay. Holy fucking shirt balls, I do not like this.